All right, from the drama of the live interview with the Edo State chairman of the APC for Inside TVC television earlier today with Nana Kazare, will be the spokesperson of the Labour Party, where he be say the Edo State chairman of the APC no stop to talk about how he hates P2B with all in mind, saying hate him where and nothing will make anybody stop him from hating P2B and say he stand by him word. So Atiku Abubakar declaring that a hate on P2B, now the a hate on all Nigerians, now the hate on all of us, a hate on all of us. And then we'll go straight to the matter we get to do with the one where we can answer, say, how can politicians be serving food? You're serving food. Did he not see the explanation that P2B gave? So if you have a church function, you cannot, you know, go fit do something we get to do with the church function. And then he also gets to talk, say, Okpebholo did right. I support Okpebholo. You get the right to get permission of people before they come into your state. Wow. And then to the drama we play out on the floor, not on the floor of the National Assembly, for the premises or the front of National Assembly today, as Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan officially resumed duty today. And a lot of buzz happened as she resumed duty today. Ladies and gentlemen, my country people, and welcome to Updated Precious. It always sweet my belly to bring on an update of matter them where they hot for inside the country. And from there, we'll also look at some things and we get to do with the major cocoa of the matter as it get to do with this tax reform bill where Vice President Bola Ahmed Tinubu don't sign into law. What's even day inside? What's be the things where they inside? Because we don't hear them for past things, but we never really look into and go. All this matter and more are the things that we'll go. I'm going to make a begin giving out the headlines of the matter then we be grand sharply so that I go see them. National Assembly security briefed. Security beefed up as tension mounts over Natasha's planned return. This one earlier in the day before Natasha can show. Natasha defies Senate, arrives National Assembly as a drama can happen. As security denies Senator Natasha entry into National Assembly. She managed to find her way in, reach the door now, then lock the doors, they no agree her enter the door. What's going to happen after that? You go no, cool down and chillax because you're going to watch all of that right here on this show today. You know, so they bring on a balanced diet of all the information that happen for Nigeria. And then we go straight to the one we get to do with Edo State, where the Edo APC chairman, where been talk for press briefing yesterday, say he hates P2B. I mean, late on Sunday evening thereabouts. Say he hates P2B with all his heart. Say, and it is important make P2B they take permission before it come the state, so that some of them wait 2 time they go fit come up for the state before incoming. Well, he don't get an interview again for inside TVC where he be say he continue to talk about how much he hates P2B, and he get that interview with Nana Kazare of the spokesperson of the Labour Party. Right. So we'll also talk about that matter. And to where Atiku Abubakar don't declare, say, excuse me. Any threat against P2B is a threat against all of us. So not even think am. Not think am at all. And then to weekend are saying, hey, he don't back say they support Okpebholo. Say yes, anything Okpebholo do, they correct. He supposed tell P2B to give clearance with you before you come to your state. Really? Really? So you won't travel to a state to go do your goodwill, you go give clearance. That's not waiting people they talk or not maybe they talk more. And then we'll enter inside Osun State where it be say the PDP for Osun State talk say nothing go shake them because all their votes now for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for 2027. So this thing that is playing, this APPDP that is playing out, I don't like weekend. I don't bring this new style of politics. You go there for this party, then they drop support for another party. Well, that's not the matter where they grant because Osun State Governor Adeleke don't drum support together with all PDP people for inside Osun State. They don't support the president, but he's saying that they go anywhere, saying still the PDP, but saying go support the president. Why Atiku hasn't officially joined ADC yet? This, according to source, we will also look into that matter. As we hear, say 3,160 persons 9 days displaced due to that yellow water killings, and this, according to Humanitarian Affairs Minister. And waiting government they do at these people then they displaced because, according to United Nations and other joint body people, they talk say some of these people don't even get access to water as in they displaced. And then we go to the one where be say, Eze don't reply Ajayi when they talk, say, oh, Tinubu na make Buhari president. La 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 la. Now Eze reply, say, look, Tinubu didn't make Buhari president. Amechi played a bigger role than the role Tinubu played in that election that brought Buhari to power. So in case on I don't know, make on I know. That's not waiting Eze talk. Real estate don't overtake oil for inside Nigeria economy. That's now one issue we go also good make we put small mouth inside. Plus, including say night meeting, APC forum don't tell Tinubu to make sure they return national chairman to North Central. All this matter and more, now EBC I get for inside my dome. Make I quickly sharply bring my guest who I get inside the house, make it come join us. My guest, the person will be professional as he get to do with I don't bring the wrong guest. My guest now professional as it get to do with tax matter, economy, and things we concern the economy. Dr. Oluwashola Ganiyu. Dr. Oluwashola, I dey call am tax master, but you know be the tax master of Nigeria. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much as you join me.
Thank you for having me,
Good to
and good to see
oh,
your
stop it. I
beautiful
like
face again.
it. Thank you so much and good to see you, sir. So let's start with this drama that played out on the floor of the National Assembly today. I would like to play some of the footages because I think it even defies explanation. Earlier today, security was beefed up because of say Natasha talk say she did resume work today. So nothing gonna make her no resume today. So they can't beef up security where if you see the barricade, come put security and all that. In fact, what been there between the security people and the people we follow her, protesters we follow her go resume. But make we hear what she talk as she resume work because she can't eventually resume today. And she talked plenty things as she resumed work today. Make we hear her response as she eventually
You've come this far. You beat the front security, and you beat the second one. How far more can you go on this?
In simple terms, it's not about beating the first and second gates and barricade. It's about me and a duly elected senator walking into the chambers to resume my constituted duties as I was elected and mandated by the good people of Kogi Central and INEC. And it's unfortunate that we got in today, which is the 22nd of July 2025, having duly notified the Senate through 2 letters that I would be resuming functions today. As a matter of fact, I'm disappointed on 2 grounds. One is the number of armed policemen that we met outside, all well kitted with guns, charged at a female senator who is unarmed with her people here, patriotic Nigerians. And the second thing is the fact that the Senate, under the leadership of Akpabio, have decided to become lawbreakers and by denying me entrance into the chambers to resume my duty. There's been some conversations in the media by his own team trying to twist the narrative that the judge did not order my reinstatement, and I'd like to clarify that. You see, pursuant to Section 318 of the 1999 Constitution, it is very clear that decisions of a court comes in 5 ways. It could be a judicial decree, it could be a sentence, it could be an order, it could be a conviction, and it could be a recommendation. So an order is just one of the 5 decisions that a judge can pronounce over any case. And mine tilts towards a recommendation. Now, you would think that a recommendation is a voluntary. That means the Senate has either they comply or they have the right not to comply. But I'd like to clarify that. Again, if you go further to the to Section 287, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution, again, it actually specifies in clear terms that decisions, that's any of these 5 decisions of any of the possible on every authority. So what that means in simple terms, whether they mention that the Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court made an order or made a sentence or made a judicial decree or a recommendation, whatever, however they want to interpret the literal words, interpretation of the words, it is still a decision of a court and it is still binding on the National Assembly. The second issue that I have seen withering around the media is that the Senate appealed the judgment. And I mentioned it, I'm saying it clearly. Hamza, can you please give me, where's Hamza? Let me have that page, please. Let me have the appeal. Let me show them the appeal. Now, this is the appeal that was initiated last week against Justice Binta Nyako's judgment. It is clear that it is not the National Assembly, neither it is the Senate. It's Akpabio himself. Read it. The president of the Senate. He is the only appellant. The National Assembly has not appealed that judgment. The Senate has not appealed the judgment. The Committee on Ethics has not, that suspended me wrongly, has not appealed the judgment. As a matter of fact, Senator Akpabio joined the clerk of the National Assembly, the entire Senate, and the chairman Committee on Ethics as joint respondents to the case. That means Akpabio has taken the National Assembly and the Senate and the clerk and the committee to court as well. Do you understand? That must be clarified. So there is no reason whatsoever, contrary to the publications I read yesterday, that I should not resume today because the Senate has appealed my suspension. The Senate did not. No, what I appealed is the content, and that is separate. The judgment came in 2 parts. One was to address the contempt, which is based on the satirical letter which I made, or the satirical apology letter which I made on Facebook, which the judge thought it wise in her own strides that amounts to contempt. But I'm saying clearly that does not amount to contempt of her court, because before Justice Binta Nyako was not the matter of sexual harassment, but the matter of suspension. And what I would say clearly, what I would say clearly here is me appealing the contempt does not in any way invalidate the decision of the court that mentions me resuming. And I will say this again, in as much as the judgment, Justice Binta Nyako's judgment, was the most watery of all the suspension judgments we've had, taking into consideration Senator Aline Dume's and Senator Magege's suspension. But there is one particular portion of her decision which I want us to hinge upon, where she mentioned that my suspension is actually excessive, and that me being suspended for 6 months actually will prevent my ability to carry out my constitutional functions as stipulated in Section 63 of the 1990 Constitution. Now, what does Section 63 of the 1999 Constitution means? That every senator in this and every parliamentarian is to attend a sitting not less than 181 days per year to carry out my constituted functions. And what are the constitutional functions of a senator? One, legislative, which I'll do in there. Second is oversight of the executive. And third is representative of my people. So that means what Justice Binta Nyako told the National Assembly is that not only is my judgment excessive, but it will also deprive me of carrying out my constituted of which I was elected according to the Nigerian Constitution. That is Section 63. So that means my suspension is illegal. If you look at that, because anything that contravenes the Nigerian Constitution is illegal, and the National Assembly cannot be greater than the Constitution. They're now coming down again based on the...
Okay, so yes, there's something else that's very critical that she said, where I would like me to pay attention to, because she can't also address the matter we make her even get that outburst for National Assembly.
Down again based on the appeal. Akpabio himself cannot be greater than the courts, cannot be greater than the Constitution. And I want Nigerians to know that the office of the Senate President, Akpabio himself, does not give me my legitimacy as a senator. The fact that he has gone on appeal himself does not invalidate the decision of Justice Binta Nyako and does not stop me from being a senator. I got my legitimacy as a senator today from the people of Kogi Central, who voted me at the February 2023 election. So me being well. The most important thing is I am proving to the good people of Kogi Central and Nigerians at large, especially the women who have continuously written to me that they have the right courage in my actions so far. Now, the fact that I've been denied entrance is a statement being made. Our narratives are being shaped, history is being formed and shaped, and policies, again, all of this work together through intentional actions like we have done today. It's on record that the National Assembly under Akpabio has decided to be in contempt of the court's decisions. And it's quite ironic because they are actually lawmakers. So that puts to question how far as democracy in this day and age. So, however, if we decide to turn our backs and go home, we are not ignorant of the fact that the National Assembly is most likely going to go into recess tomorrow for 2 months, and they will resume pretty much in the last week of September. And like you rightly said, that means they would have pretty much served the earlier 6 months suspension. I'm saying that because as of now, I'm no more suspended. And there's something very important I would like to say. Even the suspension ab initio was fraudulent because the document that recommended my suspension was not attested to by the senators, the members of the committee. It was just an attendance sheet that was photocopied as their signatures. And if we had to go through that, that means ab initio from the onset, the suspension is wrong because the documents, the recommendation itself was faulty. So that's having mentioned that. Going forward, I'm going to have a meeting with my legal team, and then most likely they will have to probably proceed to the appellate court to seek interpretations of what has just happened. Law-abiding citizens, everyone here who has accompanied me, you can see no one is unruly, even though some have vehemently decided to express their dissatisfaction with the system. I am a law-abiding citizen, and it is very important I do mention, and Nigerians should know that even though we do have 2 federal government criminal cases against me, they are on criminal defamation, simply because I spoke up the threat to life. And everybody has a right to speak up on their threat to life. And Nigerians should know that I am not facing charges of corruption, I am not facing charges of embezzlement, I am not facing charges of drug abuse, and neither am I facing charges of murder. And it's ironic that the people who are actually testifying as witnesses in the 2 federal government cases have cases at EFCC have files at EFCC on record that they have actually embezzled state funds running into billions. So it's really, let me say this, it's very important I do mention the flip of our judicial system, the flip of how institutions being utilized to oppress people who are innocent. If this is a country that if Nigeria works, if our institutions are truly independent and strengthened, then there's no reason why some of these fellows who sit there as senators should even be in the Senate in the first place. They should actually be behind bars, and I'm saying that. And I do pray and hope that it is by my actions today and by voices of Nigerians all around, whether in the country or in diaspora, that we speak up and ensure that this injustice that is being meted against me, this persecution meted against me will not stand, so that their daughters will not suffer, so that their wives will not suffer simply because they spoke up against sexual harassment. And I'm sorry I have to mention this, because you see, people have wondered, Natasha, how come there's so much hate? How come you were suspended for 6 months? Just the day after you tendered your petition on sexual harassment, you were suspended. And then there was the fraudulent recall. We all saw how we survived a recall. And then there's been a whole lot of attacks against me, which by the grace of God I've survived. And whenever people ask me, Natasha, why is there so much hate from the Senate President against you? Why is it that institutions have turned against you, even though, by and large, you are pretty much one of the fairest senators or politicians in Nigeria? And I tell them, this is just an iceberg of what I have had to suffer and endure in the Senate under Akpabio's leadership for the last 1 year. Many of you thought that my speech on that floor, when I told him I was not afraid of him, and I did mention, I said, if you make me speak to the media on what I have had to endure in your hands, it will go pretty. And that's to let Nigerians know that that outburst I had on the floor was just a compilation of so many wrongs that Akpabio has meted against me. And I will say this, pretty much it's a shame that we have had so many good Senate presidents. We've had Chuba Akpabio of blessed memory. We've had Senator David Mark. We've had Bukola Saraki. We've even had Ahmed Lawal, who is a senator right now. And I'd say this pretty much is the worst assembly Nigeria has ever had. And I hope we will not have to suffer this anymore, because it tells a lot on the individual. And I've said this before and I'm saying it again. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, as if it's the third-term governor of Akwa Ibom. Many senators are afraid. You've all seen what happened. You are not allowed to speak. When you try to speak or air your views on certain issues that are critical, you get shut down if it does not conform with what he wants. So far, I've not been given any official reason. I've only read on the papers yesterday that I should not resume today because the Senate has appealed. And that is why I presented to you that the Senate has not appealed the judgment. It is Akpabio himself. He is abusing power by using...
All right, so Senator, before I say Senator Ganiyu, okay, Mr. Ganiyu, sir, Dr. Ganiyu, thank you so much. Well, you don't hear the outburst. I wanted to, mention that part. I wanted you to watch that part where BC should talk, say, waiting makes you get that outburst that time, like because of series of injustice, so BC Akpabio been don't do her. And say these things when don't do right now, and I prove to say she been don't endure too many injustice within the 1 year before that her outburst. But make I get your reply, because we also get more footages about things where BC activists will be enjoying her go there talk. Make I get your response to these things we happen, sir.
Yeah, that's so painful. I also saw the video where he watched. I think Yesufu was also with her.
Yes, right? I'm going to play that. Let me just get your answer. Yeah, Yesufu was there.
And it's so painful because they were even complaining that we have, out of the 109 people in the Senate, only four
women. Four.
Yeah, so if 4 are female, they should not be treated in that way. There should be some level of decorum. And of recent, we see how the wife of the sitting president was pushing for more women in the House of Senate, right? Mm-hmm. And so this should be crystal clear. They should be able to accept that, not waiting for the deadline, since we are law-abiding citizens. And we also believe that the House of Senate, they are the people that also know what the law is. And since there's a judgment in line with that, they should give her access. Since you've already relieved her of her position of being one of the leaders in the committee, you've relieved her. Let her enter and let her be able to represent our constituency very well, because more or less she has barely 2 years to go. So let's allow her to carry out our statutory and also fiscal responsibility, not shutting her down. The whole things have been taken to court, and the court have ruled in our favor. and even she was fine to pay 5 million naira, right? And so this
Mm.
should be allowed to.
That 5 million naira, according to her, that's what she said she appealed. That according to her, it was for the satirical apology where be say she apologized to um Akpabio. You know, you
Akpabio.
remember say when the case been they go on, Akpabio lawyer Lisa Bakobo, they tell her say me she just apologize or show her evidence, say then go forgive her. Meanwhile, at that time where Lisa Bakobo they do all those media rounds, they talk all those things for media. Now still at the same time when they tell her say me she need to talk for media again. You understand? So I
Mhm,
think that's the
mhm.
reason why she had to now appeal that. I mean, I made that satiric apology because of what his lawyer has been saying. Apparently, the court order ban me and them. We could not talk. But in lawyer, they talk on his behalf. Me, I'm not get lawyer, we go talk on my behalf. So now wait to make me self post. Or maybe now my lawyer to post the satirical apology for my page. I don't know how they're going to explain that. But that's why she said that she had to appeal. That's fine because the fine was for the satirical apology because to the court it was like she disobeyed them for going ahead to speak in public when they are told her not to speak. But this other one now about so I don't know, this Senate right now the Senate will be say get the least representation of women. And so this Natasha case, people don't carry them. She herself don't carry them. Go international community, plenty places,
Very
plenty reasons.
well.
Do you think it has any implication on Nigeria's image, especially on how we treat women or gender, equality?
Yeah, it has a lot of implications on Nigerian women and also on because if any situation that happen between oh, the two genders, we must be sensitive because sensitivity should be actually be looked into deeply because she has gone to the even to the international space saying that they are trying to shut her down because she's a woman, right? And also there's a place of being molesting, right? But they did not come out to show a superior evidence to be able to downplay what she's saying. So at the point in time, it's like we are washing our dirty linen outside there. And so if we are washing our dirty linen outside there, it's not good for the image of the country. No, 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 no wonder Trump could say that is not
Yes, yes.
allowing Venezuela to stay
Okay.
there, that they should come to stay in Nigeria. So because it shows that
Oh, we'll be
yes,
dumb
now
ground. We'll be dumb ground.
imagine because now imagine shows that they've already taken us as someone that we cannot keep ourselves very well. So let us make them more dumping ground for us. So why will you, the citizens you've rejected, you now bring them to Nigeria to stay there? And at every little thing also, we ourselves we don't know how to keep our house together. And this happen. I think it's high time that the our excellence, so Senator Oluremi Tinubu should weigh into this action because she has been in the house before. One, two, she's also sponsoring a bill to allow more women in the house, both in the
And
upper
the
house
lower.
and the lower house. She's sponsoring that bill. And this should be like a litmus test that she's standing behind the women to be able to fight against injustice, right? I think this should be a litmus test. I think she should come out now and wake into the action and tell them that they should allow things to go and everybody should respect the court
But do
order
you do
and
you
allow
think
her
that
to come in.
political interest will let her do that? That's one question. On the other hand, why Akpabio really? Because remember the NDDC woman's issue, and there's been pockets of all the social media accusations here and there. Why Akpabio really? That's a question where a lot of people they ask. Other people don't become Senate presidents. Nobody don't get this accusation of harassment precisely and unjust use of power the way Akpabio don't they known for. I mean, other Senate presidents them. Nobody don't get this kind of history when get. So why him really?
So these are things that also needs to, we should look at precedents and also we should look at history because when they took it to court, it was saying that no, he has never been in this kind of thing before, and history already has it. So the question is that why should we allow this to go? And this I think we should look into very well, right? So that we don't, because the seat is occupying is a very sensitive one. The number three person in the
In Nigeria.
country, right? And at that point in time, we should not take it with levity, right? We should be able to point out to ensure that things are done properly, right? And if there are issues in the same country, in the same society, in a society where we respect the rule of law, even while the investigation is still going on, every party will step down so that those people that will come up with their report, they will not be biased. They will be seen that there's equity, there's justice, and there's fairness, right? So if he's still sitting as the Senate president when the old issue was still coming on, and you have a committee to decide on the matter, will then make a decision that will affect you as the sitting president, because in the long run, it's going to affect their position in the House of Senate. So in a sense society, anyone that is being alleged, because an allegation, anyone that is being alleged is supposed to step down from that seat, then the second in command take over until the investigation is carried out and it's been seen that there is fairness, there's equity, and there's justice, and the allegation has no basis.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, make we quickly hear waiting Aisha Yusuf and other people who've been joining her talk. I can't play, there were quite a lot of things said because I think they stood there, they barricaded them for almost 1 hour more before they eventually break in and enter. So we could just watch a few things so you see them being talk. And especially when she gets to begin to talk to the security operatives. Make we hear waiting them talk.
I'm Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, the senator representing Kogi Central. I'm here to resume my duty.
Senator, please.
May I also know you, please? No, exactly. What's your designation? You are a staff of the National Assembly. From which department? Excuse me, I'm having a conversation with you. Gentleman, you are a staff of the National Assembly? You are the security. Okay, so may I know why a staff of the National Assembly will stop a serving senator from walking into the chambers to commence her functions in representing her people who have duly given her the mandate as elected and as sworn in through a duly issued a certificate of return by INEC to carry out her constituted function. So may I know why a security from the National Assembly will stop a serving senator from walking in? And can I see written authority of your mandate to stand here right before me?
No gets.
We can't hear you, sir.
We are here. We are not giving authority to allow her to come into the complex. That is
I
obvious.
can't
Please.
No, hold on. Because
We want to know who you are and why you are here. On whose instruction are you here, sir?
it's okay. I've asked him the questions. I believe I deserve an answer.
You don't have an answer?
Where is the gentleman who stopped us first? You have no answer?
You have no answer?
I don't know. Why is it? Are you not? Are you?
Why is everybody coming and going? If you
Why
do not
can you
have
not
an
talk
order,
loud?
can you allow the senator pass and resume her duties? What is going on? Why is the whole place?
Why is everybody talking like a deaf and some people cannot speak loud? He does not have an order. He does not have an answer.
Please, can we pass, gentlemen? Please.
Please, no, we are not. No, don't push me. Nobody should push. We are not pushing.
Nobody is pushing you.
No, you are blocking our senator now. It's not who is pushing you.
Why are you
Why are you here?
On whose instruction are you here?
Why are you here? Somebody should say something.
What exactly is going on?
50 million to release my cousin. Then you people are here saying.
Look at police. Yesterday, police were protesting on behalf of police. And today, you are here again doing an illegitimate job. You cannot be serving the whims and caprices of one man. Senator Akpabio is not the constituted authority. A senator wants to resume her duties, constitutional duties. What exactly are you people doing here? You say you are not under instruction. Can you leave so that she can pass? In a National Assembly of 109 senators, we have just 4 women. One of them is the one going through this persecution.
Akpabio, whose election
Gentlemen,
was now withdrawn?
can you just your leg? Gentlemen, you're standing here. You're stopping someone from going in. You call yourself Nigerians.
You can see their faces.
There is shame on your faces because you know indeed that you're doing the wrong thing. But you stand here and you say they gave you orders. Even if they give you orders as slaves, you should not behave like slaves. How do you, sir, stand here and then you go back home and meet your children and say to them that indeed they are citizens when you yourself have not shown that you're a citizen? You stand here, you're blocking a senator, a serving senator who is on her way in. The person person who will make laws for your child to matter the way the child of Akpabio matters. But you're standing here and you're blocking because you have this that says sergeant at arms. You are behaving in a very unconstitutional manner because the National Assembly is supposed to be for everybody. And you know that. So you have said that here. You're not saying anything. Your people have come and left. You're not saying anything. You're afraid to speak. You stand here, you say you're a citizen, and you block the people who want to go in. Sir, look into your life and ask yourself, at this age, is this what you want to do? At this age, is this what you want to be? At this age, is this the Nigeria you want to see? Is this why you go home every day and say to your children that indeed you are building a Nigeria? You're destroying Nigeria. You're destroying the future of your children. And one day you'll be on the streets, you know, as a retired person, begging the state, begging people to come out to protest for you. Yesterday, we had the Nigerian police, the shameless Nigerian police that is always a winning tool of oppression. Yesterday, citizens were protesting on their behalf, and as shameless as ever, they came out to stop them. And you stand here, you're proud of yourself, you're stopping, and you're afraid to even say who is it that sent you. We respect the law. Does not mean that we are cowards. We aren't cowards. We are here to do the right thing. A senator, a seventh senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is here on her way in, and you are stopping her. You stand there bold-faced, holding hands. Oh, guys, if not fight, you know if you fight all of us with me here. It is about respecting the law. You haven't known how to do it. We want to go in there, sir. Can you please let us go in? This is the National Assembly. And if you can't work with, can you have the guts? Can you have the liver? I be man, not be by mouth. Have the liver to say, who asked you to stop us here? It's not just to stand and move away. Two people have come here. They say they are security and they have left. Okay, why are you stopping us? Mister, why are you stopping us? Abba, why are you stopping
All right, so that's how they broke in. So they break enter inside the place, and eventually they can't carry leg because they stop their vehicle. So they can't carry leg waka out till they reach the next entrance. Unfortunately, when they reach there, the door of the Senate gongon, then lock them like heaven door. They don't let them enter inside. They not let them enter inside at all, at all. This is a very shameful and embarrassing thing. As a matter of fact, you hear all the things when they talk. They say they don't become lawbreakers instead of lawmakers where they're supposed to be. And so very, very shameful and very unfortunate. But let's go straight to other conversations because very quickly, because we get matter with the important we'll get to talk about. The second conversation we will get now, see, get to do with Peter Obi and you know, the Edo State matter. I should say you don't see that video for Edo State. I'm not going to replay them every time, so that I'm not going to waste time with the replay. But then, here's some wicked on throwing weight on the governor. Talk say, in support the governor for wasting the governor do well. Say the governor get the right to stop anybody who be say won't come into his state, make the person know come in. But before we go to Nyesom Wike, we'll make we address within Atiku Abubakar. Because Atiku will be the former vice president. He don't talk, say, as he react to the matter, we get to do with a state governor. He say, any threat against Peter Obi will be the Labour Party presidential candidate. Say, in fact, that threat now against all of us, all Nigerians, right? Because him na Nigerian and he represents Nigerians. Now, Atiku talked this one for inside the tweet where he saying post earlier today after Governor Okpebholo State say Obi must obtain security clearance from him before Ibi say he come enter the state. And Atiku talk let it be known that a threat against Peter Obi is or any of us is a threat against all of us. That's what he used Twitter. But as with on a swift reaction, yes, some Wike don't also react. But before I take in some Wike reaction, remember I say the chairman of the APC for inside Edo State, been talk say he hates Peter. I don't know whether you see that video, sir. Where the chairman say he hates Peter be where. Say the reason why make it important for the for Peter B to take permission before he come. Now so that the governor go fit send some of them where hate and make them come out for the state before they come. Because say plenty of them for this, so they hate them where, and they don't like them. Then what did they call them? TVC can't interview him again for this matter. He still talk him again, saying that they come out in word, saying he hates P2B well. So nobody go stop him from hitting P2B. As we speak, APC hasn't condemned his words as provocative. Nobody don't condemn him. And this, what make I just play waiting in talk for inside this interview for
Only Mr. Governor's concerns because she mentioned that it was a lie that 3 people did not die as a result of Obi's visit to Edo State.
Well, my governor is not Peter Obi, who lies. In the first place, the governor did not say the people died while Peter Obi was around. The people died when Peter Obi left, when they were sharing that 15 million he dropped. The governor was merely saying that somebody who said does not have shishi. Where did he get the 15 million that he's dropping? That is one thing. So he didn't say people died when Obi was there. People died after Obi had left, when they were sharing that money that he gave to them. That is what he said. You see, when he said I made a statement that Peter Obi is hated, I hate Peter Obi. The opposite of hate is love. If I don't love you, I hate you. And I know I express myself, so I don't hide my feelings. I don't like Peter Obi, I still maintain it. I don't like him. And if I don't like somebody, I hate the person.
But hate is a strong word. You can dislike someone without hating them, really, Mr. Tenebi. If I don't love you, it doesn't necessarily mean that I hate you. I can dislike you.
No. That is, if the difference between hate and love is what you are saying, that being at the middle. I don't stay at the middle. I'm an extremist. I stay at the extreme. I don't like Peter Obi. I hate him. I have the right to like or hate. The Constitution of Nigeria is clear on freedom of expression. I can express how I feel about somebody. The Constitution does not say don't hate somebody or you don't have to hate somebody. So I can decide to hate or like somebody. Somebody who says...
Let us keep the conversation away from the hatred conversation away from TV because of how sensitive it is.
Okay, all right. So now these are the response of the party chairman. Well, going back to some of the words we be saying in talk, say people that first of all, say Peter Obi been commiserate for people we die at some point after in visit, and then they encounter and talk say nobody died for inside Edo State. There was a cult clash over here and people died for inside Edo State. Now they encounter them only for the governor now to come finally accept. Say Peter Obi came the other day and 3 people died. And now the 3 people, no evidence of their death, no official report of their death, no anything, right? And then he now said that this party chairman at the talk say these people die after Peter Obi come and they share the money we bring. Peter Obi gave them a check. You understand? And say that check, what did they use do design? Because he go transfer the money to the appropriate account. He did not dash individuals, though. He gave to the management of School of Nursing so that they will use to equip the facility. He did not dash. So how come people died because of the money? Because they were sharing money that he gave. And says Peter Obi is a liar. So between Peter Obi and this person now, who can't they lie? Sir, make you just put mouth inside that talk very quickly because Wike, in fact, maybe I should just take Wike's reaction very quickly to it because say plenty layers there to this conversation. So Wike quickly today reacted to that. Let's take a listen to his reaction.
Nobody be abusing you. But because you're the governor, that's why every time they will talk one thing or the other. I've watched on television of recent unnecessary debates. And that is why I say Nigerians forget history. When I was governor, when Peter Obi was coming to my state, he notified me that he was coming to my state. I provided logistics, vehicles for him to use. Because at that level, as a profile presidential candidate, if he does not tell you and anything happens, the governor will be held responsible. And people should stop politicking when the truth is being told. Obi, knowing fully well with their so-called coalition, anything can happen. They will accuse the governor that he was behind it. So the statement you made, you are quite right. You didn't say don't come. All I'm saying, if If you are coming, tell me, because I'm here to protect you.
We get you too much.
But people play, they give people money, they go to television. You have never told Nigerians, don't come to Edo, and you won't do that. But this so-called profile people who say they are big men in this political period we are in, we have to be careful. Some people can giving you bad name, go and harm anybody, and then they will say the governor is responsible because he knows a coalition member is coming. So, Governor, you are right. You are right. If the man said he will listen to you, it's okay. You've done your own work. You don't need to be, people play to the gallery. This is not where a presidential candidate will be carrying to serve food. No. And you know, this is pretense. How long will you be serving the food? How long? As a president, you carry food and be serving. And then Nigerians are laughing. Oh, humble. Who told you that humility? Who told you that? And you people give audience to that kind of a thing. And somebody will be telling you, as a presidential candidate, when I win as a president, I will use commercial plane. And you think he's telling you the truth. Which security would allow you? Which? We must tell ourselves the simple truth. And then you say, this is humble. Nigerians, you like people who play you while you. You don't like people who will tell you the simple truth. When he was governor, was he serving food? Now because election is coming, I want to serve. Go and listen to him there. Go and listen to him. So, don't bother yourself. Stand firm. In any decision you have taken, stand firm. If they don't talk about you, then you're not the governor. Any day I wake up, nothing is said about me, I say something is wrong somewhere. So it is my business to keep Nigerians busy to be reading about me. So don't bother yourself. Go ahead. What is important is, do you have the support of your people? Yes. Well, once you have that, go ahead. People like Oshumole is here. Former deputy governors are here. The speaker has told you, if you need more money, come for supplementary. We will give you.
Now, governor, when they walk, now he will follow.
But let's quickly take Okpebholo's reaction to that conversation because he reacted in this occasion
Talk much.
very quickly. And then,
even when they said I don't talk, just one word, one sentence, everybody was crying. I simply said, it's an advice. Don't come to Edo without telling me. Was I chewing hot yam? Do I need 1 + 3 to make my sentence?
No!
Do I need to read encyclopedia for people to understand what I'm saying?
No! Now, governor, when they walk,
My job.
to follow. Okpebholo, Edo is shining.
My job is not only to work for Edo people. My job is to save the life of every Edo citizen and visitors coming into Edo. If leaving him to notify me as the chief security officer of this state is a crime. So be it. I have no regret about it. I repeat it, before you come into Edo State, notify me. It's not a threat.
This kind God. All right, so I'll need to stop this here. So let me take your reaction very, to this before we get into it.
Yeah, I saw what he said, but you could see that in real sense, even his aid, what his language is too strong, as it was being corrected. It's inappropriate, it's divisive, and it's disrespectful. Right? This is Nigeria. It's a Nigeria. You can't wake up and say you hate someone. That's a very strong one. If it's an Hausa man now, you say that, oh, there's an issue over there. And when you look at it, it's the words are dangerous and undemocratic, right? And it requires legal action. Even this word can incite insurrect, right? It could lead to a lot of people can just say that, oh, we are the loyalists of Obi, and they could cause mayhem. Right, these are words that could, even in some country, the words are not enough like that. That it has sparked it has created a kind of chaos in that state. How will you come on live TV and say that you hate someone
and you're an extremist?
You're trying to correct you, and you still feel as if nothing will happen. It's my words, it's my language. We hold the government, we hold the whole thing, and I think they should use him as a deterrent. They should take him to court and file a legal suit against him.
In Nigerian courts? In this Nigerian courts?
Let's test the water. We know in the long run, in my way, that the question is that folding our hands is more or less like not doing anything. Right. What Okpebholo say, if he needed security, he could tell you that if I want to enter Edo today, I cannot tell him that I want to enter Edo, right? And Peter Obi says that I don't need your security. I don't need anybody to secure me or protect me. I come in like a Nigerian. I'm a typical Nigerian. I'm a free man. Let me come and do whatever I want to do and go back, right? Before that, when he came and donated 15 million, did he give him a security? No.
And he came and left, and nothing happened. But do you just like Kenneth Okonkwo said? Kenneth Okonkwo said something very strong. He talks, say this the governor for not try to talk this thing to say Peter Obi na a northern governor. That this is just like a direct hate, not like that. It's the direct hate that is against Igbo people that has been spearheaded, especially made worse by this present administration. Do you believe that? Because a lot of people they talk say Nigeria never did as divided as we did since this inception of this election way lead to this administration. Because now this place we don't hear a lot of differences and all that. I would like get your reaction, sir. No, I can't hear you anymore. I don't feel hear you again. I don't feel hear you. We need to hear you. Hello. Oh dear, we cannot hear you. We can't hear you. We don't feel hear you. Oh, all right. Some sincere apologies. We can't hear you anymore, sir. I don't know. Okay, yeah, we can hear you now. We get your feeling now.
Okay.
Go ahead, sir. Yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I think what happened is that if this is the Southwest, it's not even a typical Yoruba people, right? They're from Benin, right? Which some people call them Igbo, right? So if you could behave like that to a person from Akwa Ibom, well, and we could behave like that. So we should be, it should lead to some level of questioning, right? We should not throw caution into the air because of politics.
Do you think he would say this to a northern governor? Do you think he can say this to a northern governor?
That's the reason why we are talking like this now. In real sense, he might not be able to say it to a northern governor, because if he does that, before you know it, the northerners around that area, they will start creating Amen. Then you now see them coming with their knife, coming with their machetes, and saying that it's already causing division. But what we will do, for me, it should be called to order. Even Abati once said, he said that he thought that it was an AI video, that the governor did not say that until he saw the live video. That's when he now affirmed that indeed it was real. And it should not be something that is make relevant for someone of his status. Wike is talking now. When Peter Obi wants to come in, he's coming in to Rivers then as an alliance because we are in PDP together, right? At that time, they were together, they are friends. And so he's coming, he's telling you that I'm coming to your domain, give me a vote. It's just the same thing then when our current president is going there, then we can come in to see you because we need to discuss on certain issue concerning voting, right? So if I don't have anything to do with you, if I don't have anything to discuss with you, if I don't need you to provide security apparatus for me, then I can come in and go out, right? So it wouldn't cause any issue. Then now, if I start asking you as a typical, so in other words, if he's going to Abuja, he needs to inform Wike that I'm coming to Abuja, right? If he's coming to Lagos, so at that point in time, it become that it will not be restricted. Then there will not be a kind of, or there will not, if our discussions are not going as we is not in alignment, then you not give me some clauses of what to say and what not to say, right? So at that point in time, I'm no longer free as a typical Nigerian. This is not a Zimbabwean. This is not a South African. This is a Nigerian. And you're telling him that he cannot come. If for security, let him come. He bears his cost.
Okay,
right?
Let's go through, because we have other things, and I don't want to keep you for too long. We have other things to discuss. So let's go to some of the things Wiki said. You know, Wiki talk say, Peter Obi say, if he become president, he no go fit fly, he go fly commercial. And a lot of people talk say, even as a governor, he been the fly commercial. I don't know. I'd like you to chime in on that. And then the issue of P2B sharing food. P2B had clarified. There was a church function, a church function that mandates the reversal of rule for the rich to serve the poor serves the rich. And not just him we serve. There's a serving senator who was there who also was serving food in that event. So why be saying that this P2B online they talk about? And that's what Wiki is reacting to right now. I'd like you to touch on those. And do you believe that truly, if P2B win election, perhaps he wins, do you believe he really cuts down most of those excesses so he say with the spend on? Because in show example saying Duang for inside Anambra State.
Okay, that's a brilliant question. Like it's saying in my dialect, it's when there is fight, that's when song will turn to proverb,
Yes, so.
right? So, so you could not say that what's wicked. Okay, look at after this, what's the name? The former governor of Ekiti State. Immediately, he went to hit
Amala,
Amala, and it was also, yes. And when he was vying for election, he was also climbing bike, right? It's and since he's doing, and you know, like a saying that said that uneasy lies the head that wear the crown. So because uneasy lies the head that wears the crown, that's why his own is being publicized, and I think it's also giving him a kind of cheap publicity, right? Look at he's giving him more publicity. Look at what Wike said. He said any day they did not talk about him in the news, he will assume that something is wrong. Right. So in other words, he wants them to be giving him cheap publicity. Right. People to always talk about. That is why when in one of the video that his predecessor said that it doesn't have time to talk about it because he made it right. So I think everybody is they have freedom of speech, right? It's a program, just like you said, they will serve the poor so that you'll be able to bridge the gap between the poor and the rich. Right? So that and it fosters
I was
relationship.
almost going to ask you that if this was a religious function for the Muslims and a prominent Muslim, played that role, we can for use and cite example. You know, go there like say it abuse people religion. Because this na Peter Obi religion I did abuse by politicizing it.
I think most important thing that happened here is that they're just picking every holes to make politics. And you know the funniest thing is that what they don't know that the more of things that is being done, the more the man become popular. Right? Look at this is one of the things that made Trump win the election. When he was going to campaign, somebody is almost shooting him, and they said that, oh, if this is the price this man is going to pay, let us bring him in. So the more you do it, the more the man is coming, and the more it beckons to people's people tries to like him the more, and they feel that they are just downplaying it because he has nobody, and because of that we are going to support him. So it's not less giving him more platform, more publicity. And so when you see the man entering any event, you see a lot of people giving him, even people in office, like government official, they stand up to honor him because he has more popularity. So I think it's also a way that is giving him more platform and showcasing him to make more people to like him the more. I think that's
So
what
they
is
do
showing
free
for him.
PR for him without knowing.
I'm telling you, and it's actually working for him. With what that just happened, it actually creates some sentiment, right? People now begin to say, wow, why would they treat him like this? Well, so because of that, let us even see the best out of this man. They do get what I'm saying. So it instigates sentiment, and when it instigates sentiment, it appeals to people's conscience, and because of that, they want to rally around the person and to defend him and also to help him to come into
All right.
power.
So is there another thing where I don't notice we don't they happen since recently? I don't notice say there's almost a new development of political assassination with the case of the PDP person, governorship candidates we died for Anambra State. And then this tough talk and hatred, don't they come right now for politics. I think I'm not sure it was quite much there before now. What do you think will lead to this thing? And how will fit progress democratically with this kind of bitterness and animosity for inside our politics?
You see, truth be told, everywhere politics are like the game of life and death. Look at what all over the globe, right? Because at that point in time, you want to look for one of these things to pull down your opponent, right? Even if you can have to take him off the way, right? That's why you could see some people they will get closer to politics, all right? So because at that point in time, you become an exposed person. Right, you become an exposed person, and not everybody are your fans, right? And especially people that also wanted to take your position or you're vying for the same seat together, they will do anything to take you off the road, right? So it's a politics at times, they call it a game of number, a brutal game, right? A game that someone once says that the day you venture into politics, that's when you know the first guy that proposed to your mom, right? So
That is why I would never do anything with politics. I don't have energy. I love my private life. I don't wash hands come out like Pontius Pilate. Politics, they'll dig out all your secrets.
so even what you don't know or what you've forgotten,
They
they'll
remind
just
you.
bring it out. And before you know, you won't be able to make any excuse about it. So all you just is to take a bow and go back to your closet. So I think it's a politics. It is politics, and it should also be handled in a way that we don't need to, like what Goodluck Jonathan says that he not winning the election does not want Nigerian blood, right? He preferred to take a bow. So it's not everyone
It's like
that will
Jonathan.
do that,
But
right?
going back to that question I
Yeah.
asked you about P2B and service, he mentioned say when he be governor, if people come in house, in they serve them personally when he get the opportunity to. And say when he be governor, in they travel with entourage. Say they know am for that. In the cut cost. Say no only am they invite for the event, they don't invite the rest of the 30 people or 15 people who want full am. So why would he have to waste state resources to go with them? And he will do that. And he flies commercial, right? Because Enugu State and Anambra State don't get their own aircraft at that time and all that. So do you believe that he can replicate that as a president?
I can tell you he won't. Honestly,
He won't because
won't.
because he
Because
would not want to do it, or because they will not let him do it. I like to understand.
they will not allow him to do it because normally your security apparatus, right? Take for instance, by tomorrow, if you are being appointed as one of the presidential aide or essay to the president, your security apparatus will change, right? Because some people you have some security challenge, so they need to profile your security. And at that point in time, you need to know where to go, how to move there, and some people need to go ahead of you to profile your movement,
But do you think
right?
that P2B
So
has the
because
capacity to cut on all of those government excesses? That's the question.
no, he might do it, but he might not do it 100%. Because when we talk about president, this talking about you are sitting on the old on the global head of Nigeria, right? It's different from Anambra State, right? At that point in time, you have your head. You can reduce your the fleet from 10 or 7 to 3, right? Because definitely you should use one, perhaps the first lady and the senate president, right? So at that point in time, it's more or less like it's not a luxury because he is the he is the mirror. Whatever he does outside mirrors Nigeria, right? He is the face of the country, right? So at that point in time, he has people to choose his dress, right? His clothing, his and people that are going with him. The only thing he can choose to surround himself with sound people, not sacrifice people that could make him to work. And also remember that a tree does not make a forest. It needs some good full soldier that could help him to deliver, right? And those are the people that could fund for him and could help him out. So, and if he's also going on a journey, they will always have some people to go with him because at that point in time, he has some people that will speak for him and also represent Nigeria in one capacity or
All
the
right, so
other.
let's go straight to other issues because we have a very serious matter to talk about. Now, people don't accuse this present APC of trying to make Nigeria a one-party system. As we speak right now, Wike dey PDP, but they work for APC government and they support APC presidents. They go even support them, campaign for them for 2027, but they still be member of PDP. PDP, they insist that them be the only strong opposition we BC Tinubu go fit get. But almost all the governors of PDP have pledged allegiance to the president. How will that work? Because Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke don't also pledge, say all the PDP members, but the PDP state structure for Osun State, say all of them don't endorse President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for 2027. I'd like to take a reaction to that, sir. What's going on in our politics?
So, it's out bleeding. It's also PDP is more or less losing its ground, like as one of the founding party after we moved from the military rule to democracy. So, and they rule for 16 years, and it's more or less as if they're fizzling out, and the party is becoming the shadow of itself, right? And so the question is that they don't have a candidate to field because most of them have decamped to ADC, right? And so few people that are left in that party, the only thing is just that they want to keep their seat. And one of the way to keep their seat is just like when Wike was still in PDP in Rivers State, he told the president that we will give you the presidency, but for
The
the
governorship.
state, we still keep the governorship, we still keep it. So at that point in time, in other words, tell your foot soldier, is either you choose it, is either you choose we fielding you as the president or not giving you at all. So he had to perhaps talk to some of his foot soldier that we are going for presidency, let us leave the state for them to rule. So also do not forget that the political structure in Osun State is a bit porous, right? If not for the support of the two predecessors that he
Yeah.
has, the current one almost fizzling out when he
For
had
right now,
one support,
he don't fall
right?
out with Marie Beshola now. Him and Marie Beshola don't dey exchange words right now. The Marie Beshola will be supporter. That's why don't fall out now.
And
He
yes,
don't
that's
run go
why
dey
he
support
needs
Tinubu
to
right now.
run back to Yes, that's because until you need to choose your battle. Remember that this guy also Obaseki fell out from Wike, and because he does not have someone else to run to, he lost a good election. Wike was the one that supported him to win the election. Then he was having fight with his predecessor at that point in time. So Oshemole, so he had to choose his battle and look at what will happen. And he does not also want to decamp into APC. Look at what happened in Delta. All the old PDP structure in Delta collapsed and they enter into APC. So at that point in time, you can see that even the candidate of the APC candidate in Delta State is not also happy because he thought it will be the next governor. It will go for the next governorship election. But with the old party structure moving to APC, the sitting governor, we have to go another time. And so they need to give him another appointment.
That's Obi Omagege, and there is there's speculation saying in they go ADC now. So not vex. What be your thought about ADC? Why would they try?
So the question is that if going to ADC, it's also not crystal clear, right? It's not crystal clear because the arrangement they're having for him is perhaps a shocking with appointment. Look at what is happening in AMPP. They're already talking to their to the founding father of AMPP, right, to become the vice president, and Shetima is no longer going with President Tinubu, right? So at that point in time, it's just like political strategy, and that is if ATC also did not do their own work very well and did not structure their own, they might not be able to clinch the ticket because they should also be able to do what was done before President Tinubu comes into power. He wanted to go for the DP with the Buhari then, but they said Muslim ticket will not work. Then he sacrificed it, and he was able to come the next time. So they also must be able to put their heads together that do we want to field Obi or field someone else? So because I can tell you for free, if ADC did not field Obi, Obi will go back to Labour Party.
And if that happens, do you think that they will lose their chances of winning the election?
No, they won't get their chances. Their chances cannot.
But you think that with Obi support, the ADC is likely to make it? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that with Obi's involvement, they have better chances of making it?
Definitely now, because you need to choose someone that has a better chance. It's just like, then they promoted Buhari and Oshibaju because of their integrity and people bought into them, right? And those are their selling point at that point in time. And because that's their selling point, they were able to, and people were tired of PDP, and they were able to clinch the ticket, right? But if Obi goes his way and Atiku goes his way, they all have their own strength. And if their strengths are divided, then in the long run, they will not be able to clinch the seat in 2027.
All right. Okay. So very quickly, what's one more question I need to ask you? I think I'm pretty much done with this. So let's delve. Okay. No, one more question. Maybe there is need, maybe there is no need. Maybe I'll talk about that another day. Let's forget about that. To move that to another day. So as we move into the conversation, we won't get as it concern the tax and all of that issue. Make I quickly tell you, see, Senate don't approve the 2025-2026 external borrowing plan of 21.5 billion US dollars, 757 billion naira pension bond arrears. So another borrowing again for Nigeria. Waiting this one mean to us right now? If you could help us break and down, sir.
Okay, so these are the things we are trying to do to ensure that we don't go into more debt. And I remember when the coordinating minister of finance, Wale Edu, when he came on, he said that the state we have now, it will be too bad for us to continue to borrow, that it will do everything for us to not to borrow again.
And the worst is that we're doing both internal and external borrowing. You can see that with
yeah. Okay. Look at 2023. 2023, our total revenue was 21.5 trillion. No, what was 12.1 trillion. Our total revenue, both from oil and non-oil revenue, is 12.5 trillion. Whereas our expenditure is 22.5 trillion. So the gap of 10 trillion.
Where we won't get them from?
It was through borrowing. We actually need to borrow. So this one now block us down into more borrowing. It block us into more
But
debt.
no break. So even
Right?
this government don't come out now, they deny, say they know actually. You know, some people don't come and say they don't borrow past the entire 8 years administration of President Buhari. But they say na lie, say na just because of say they devalue naira na im make. But they've been borrowing.
And so borrowing also crystallized with devaluing our currency, and which is not putting us at a good platform, right? Because the more we devalue our currency, the more it weaken our bargaining power, right? It weaken our bargaining power, and once it weaken our bargaining power, it makes us to need more foreign currency to be able to import, right? And to export become more cheaper. It become more cheaper. So if it happen like that, we might struggle with our balance of payments issues, right? Because we might not be able to get more forest, right? But I think because before now, our debt servicing every month was around $500 billion every month. But I think they said with the harmonizing of the foreign exchange, it has reduced to 300 million.
So that means we need to
every
use
month, right?
96% of our revenue again, they pay debt again.
Yes, there have been changes because subsidy has been removed, and the government says that on that subsidy they're able to save around 4 trillion on subsidy for unification of our forest. They were able to save so much money because at that point in time there were subsidy on forest. We had different window. We have the parallel window. We have the official window. We have the IRA windows. We have almost 4 or 5 windows at different points in time, and the government is subsidizing those windows. Whereas some people might not even use the fund for the purpose where it was supposed to be used for, right? So at that point in time, the government said that we are harmonizing it, we are unifying it together, and we are not having different windows again. So at that point in time, they were able to save something there, right? So and with that also, but the question is that in all these savings also, what are the, because if we are safe ABC, we must see the effects on the economy, right? Because if I'm not voting, if I'm not spending XYZ on subsidy again, where should I divide the money to? But the money was also given to the governors. So they have more money to fiddle with. But the question is that what did the governor do with the money in their state? Now
Yeah, that's another question.
look at what happened in Kogi State. A sitting governor being alleged to have taken over 100 and something billion, right, out of the state coffers, and also pay XYZ thousand amount in dollars for his children's school fees for a whole year. And the school now, in their own wisdom, they refund the money back to the government. And up till now, nothing is being done. And the man said he wanted to travel for medical treatment. And EFCC has to tell him that, but he said you build world-class medical center in Kogi. Why can't you go there to be treated? Why are you traveling out of the country? So these are the gaps, because the more money make available for the governor, when they use judiciously for the citizen to enjoy the subsidy removal.
All right, so this borrowing again, that means we still they go toe down that dangerous lane, which we know they very healthy for us. So let's get straight to these tax reform bills, because that's now one thing where we say many Nigerians they hail President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for saying don't do wonderful. What's be the integral things within inside these tax reform bills? What's be the reason we make Northerners been the object to them, and how it will use benefits Nigerians?
Okay, the tax reform bill is actually a good one, and a kudos for it being passed, and it's one of the win that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has, because with this bill, it's actually helping Nigeria the more. Because before now, our tax is archaic, right? And a lot of them have been in existence even before the independence of
Yes, so you
Nigeria.
don't Rope
So
don't get for
some of these
improvement.
laws are even more older
It
than
will.
Nigeria. They are
Now the
older than
country itself.
Nigeria, right? So they are older than the country, and so they are not relevant with the things on ground now. At that point in time, there's no issue of technology, there's no issue of electronic banking, there's no issue of transaction across the border transaction. But at this time now, you can sit at the corner of look at where you are now, and everybody across the globe, they are listening to you. This is an issue of technology, right? So a whole lot of things is happening, right? So before now, also the tax law tax investments. So people are even afraid to invest, because once they invest, most of the money goes to the government. They don't get the return on investment. It tax capital, right? Even the tax law then, the tax poverty. The poorest of the poorest pay more taxes than people in the society. It will be of interest for you to know that putting together all the 36 states in Nigeria in 2023, all we get for as revenue from tax, from pay as you earn, personal income tax, is around 1.2 trillion. Whereas in South Africa, which their population is around 60 something million, what they have is around almost 30 something trillion,
Okay, sir.
right? Even Kenya, that are not up to us, what they have is around 20 something trillion,
Okay, but these
right? So
countries, these
if they
countries
have
where you mentioned, the problem where most Nigerians could tell you and I say, these countries where you mentioned, their citizens they see what they carry the tax money they do. They feel them, they see them, it they impactful for them. Then get good, at least reasonable healthcare systems, even though say they never reach 100%. And then get water, then get electricity. South Africa alone, they produce about over 50,000 megawatts of electricity. Meanwhile, their airport alone, they use about 10,000 megawatts of electricity. We see the battle with less than 5,000 megawatts of electricity. So there's the citizens of this country go tell you, say, they feel no get problem to pay these taxes because they see the usefulness or what did they use these taxes do. How you think, say, Nigerians will use the benefit from taxes? You know why? Because of misappropriation and under the table money with the pass. That's not the problem with it.
I agree with you. That is an integrity issue, and the government did not stand with its fiscal responsibility. But let me also let you know that most of these people that are paying this tax, they're even poor people, right? And so that's why you see that there's what we call in South Africa that we are talking about. The 1% that are richer, they are the one that is carrying the burden of the 99 people percent of people. Let me also let you to know that in South Africa, if you are earning over 700,000 in a month, you will be exempted from tax. And in Kenya, if you are earning around 200 and something thousand, you'll be exempted from tax. And at that point in time, Nigeria is spending, our minimum tax is 35,000, right? And so what they do is that, let me also give you analysis. We have 100 people that are earning 1 million in a year, right? And their tax is 100,000. 100,000 times 100 people earning 1 million in a year, and their tax is 100,000. 100,000 times 100 people, that's 1 million. Is that not so, right? Or that's 10 million, right? And so, but when we now have 10 people that are earning 1 billion in a month, and their tax is 10 million, right? It's 100 million. 100 million times 10, that is 1 billion. against 10 million that we are going to see from 100 people. Are you getting what I'm saying? So that is what the new tax law says. And the new tax law says that if you are earning around 1 million in a year, don't bother paying tax.
But is that even fair in an ideal society? In the ideal Nigeria now, we could look at 1 million in a year. 1 million divided by 12. You understand? That is people where they earn about 70,000 naira minimum wage. So that means if I dey earn above minimum wage, I go still dey pay tax. Now the problem is say they also divide these taxes. Nigerians go want to know whether they divide this tax truly according to your earnings. So if you're earning less than 1 million, you're exempted. If you're earning between 1 million and maybe 5 million in a year, you pay like maybe just 1% or 2%. If you're earning like 2 million, 5 million to 10 million, maybe you pay 5% or 10%. Like that. Like, did they increase it like that? So that the rich will eventually pay more taxes than the poor.
Very well, very well, very well. At this point in time, if you are earning around 1 million in a year, right, what you'll be paying is zero tax. You won't pay any tax at all. So not only you earning 1 million, even as an household, if you are earning around 250,000 in a month, right, you will not pay tax.
How would you know
right?
that in a household? Myself, like this, as I be household. So how you won't take notes? Say my earning no day up to 250,000 naira. You see, they worry about this is because not be everybody. You know, see, most of people for Nigeria, we have very underbanked, unbanked people for Nigeria. So person when no they banked, how do you calculate their earnings? There is a lot of mathematics to this. That's why I thought to call you to help us explain. Because
so the person that is not banking, we seem to be one of the poor people because there's no how you can be wealthy and you not be banking. You agree with me?
Go ask the current people. There are people who do businesses that they sell hundreds of thousands of dollars daily. But now between from there, where they sell them, they come out their profit, they put them back again, go buy another one again. Daily, that's what they do. Daily.
And they will still bank. They will still have the money.
Most of them, they put just little for bank. You know why? Most of them don't get confidence for our banking system.
So in those kind of person, they still bank. So once you have a banking culture, right? Once you have a banking culture, it shows that you are a bit wealthy, right? You are a bit wealthy and they can track you. So the main thing we are talking about that there should be a system that can track people, right? So before now, also they discovered that people that pay the taxes that we get from Nigeria are from payee, people that are earning salary.
Yes,
that the employer deducts at source.
Apart from that, the rest
so those are the ones. So that the rich man does not pay taxes, right? Rich man like Precious, she's not even paid. She be rich woman. So
you don't come now. You're whining me like this. It's not good though.
So rich women like this, like they know that you don't pay tax. So on a light note that rich people don't pay tax, right? So now they want to track it because the question is that when we stop collecting money from the low income earner, the government need money. So they will go after the rich people. And there will be system in place. The system in place is that it's going to link your NIN with your even the issue is that they don't even need to track you. They don't need to pursue you or stand on your way like last man do. They will hide themselves, and once you take the one way, they'll just show in front of your car. It's the system that has profiled you. They'll just send you a letter that, okay, we know this is what your profile is. We know this is your information. This is the tax you're exposed to pay. Go and pay it. Right? So at that point in time, they can personally profile. It's just like when you travel to Canada today, before you start working, in the first 2-3 months, they'll be doing your personal profiling, getting your details, your information, so much that if you earn any kobo that is linked to you, unless you use someone's account detail, they will know. And then you'll be able to pay tax.
Ask you one question here. Say, how do you get those who are outside the tax net?
Beautiful. The way you can get people, like what they're trying to put now is that now they have a way and say that, with this new law, they said that small business, I'm going somewhere saying small business that you are earning 50 million, right? You are not paying tax.
50 million per
No
annum.
company income tax. 50 million per annum. I think with the new reform bill, I think they even increased it to around 100 million, right? So if you are earning that, what they are trying to do is that allow this small business to grow, because it is also on record that SMEs are the highest employer of labor, right? And so allow them to grow. Their staff are not paying taxes. They are growing. They are plugging the money back into business. So once they grow, they increase the more, right? So the caveat now is that if you are small business, we will not deduct withholding tax from you on the caveat that you have a TIN number. TIN number is tax identification number. If you have a tax identification number that we can use to assess you, so it shows that we know you and this is who you are, we will not collect tax from you. We will keep you there. But if you don't have the tax identification number, we will treat you as if you are not below the threshold of 50 million, and we are going to collect appropriate taxes from you. Right? So at this point in time, now, if I'm not transacting business with you, right, and you are to pay me, you know, you're already in the tax net, right? And you are to pay me, and perhaps I'm not in the tax net, and you are to pay me, maybe you have to pay me ₦1 billion, and the law permits you to remove withholding tax. And I said that please don't remove withholding tax from my money because I'm within the threshold of those people that are not supposed to pay tax. And the question you will ask me that do I have a TIN number? If I do not have a TIN number, you will go ahead and treat me as if I'm not within that threshold. So this way is that there's a benefit on the right hand, and there's on the left hand, there's a compliance stretch to show you that to ensure you are complying for you to enjoy the benefit. So if you are not complying, you can't
So
enjoy the benefit.
why do you think?
And
Okay, go
if
ahead, please. Let me let you land on that.
And if I know that I'm going to lose this social amount of money because I don't have a TIN number, I will go and get the TIN number for me to be in the tax net because I know that I'm still below the threshold of 100 million.
Oh wow, 100 million. That's good. So why do you think Northerners were opposing to this initially? What do you think that agitation was about?
Yes, it's because they don't information fly. Most people don't read the bill. They were just hearing information and they assume that, the information they have there was that, in Kaduna, in Kano, when you get a bottle of beer, they break it. They don't allow it to stay. And when they look at derivative and they now discover that most of these VATs, that perhaps they're not going to enjoy the percentage of their sharing. And when they now get to talk to them that even this beer we are talking about, the percentage is less than 3%. So it does not even, at times, what you don't know is greater than you. It's once you know that
Waiting
you
you
are
don't know
aware
senior
of,
you.
it's senior you. So because they don't know, they believe say that thing will affect them. So because of that, they were standing again. Also, what the presidential committee did is that they get few people that are educated among
And they
them,
spoke to them about it.
explain to them, take them through the process, and those people now inform others. So because they know, oh, this is how it is, then they embrace it because they know that in the long run it benefits them than any
All right,
other
so
person.
make we look into some other things where people don't dey talk, we get to do with gossip for inside the same tax reform bills. First, now the one way we see get to do with the fact, say, some revenue generating parastatals and agencies go stop to the generate revenue, like customs, and the rest of them. How possible is that really?
Okay, this is a brilliant question. Say wetin happen be say before we get a lot of loophole
You know why they
inside the
ask you?
tax
Oh,
net.
okay, when you answer me finish. You know why they ask you?
It-
Civil servants.
okay,
I don't work for civil service before. Say I be retired civil servant worker. So I know how
uh,
they would want to frustrate their chopping. You know that no civil servants with their normal salary they take them home. You know that, right? because of the way the civil service
Very
structure
well.
is for Nigeria. So because of that, where most of these civil servants they get money, where did they use enjoy life like the politicians? Now from all these things where they won't stop now. And that's why I asked that question. So let me get a reaction before we go ahead.
So that these ways are actually what is affecting a typical Nigerian. Let me give you an instance. For tax is a compulsory levy that is imposed on citizens. Either you like it or not, you will pay. Right? So either it's being collected in an official or structured way or in an unstructured way, it's still a tax. You are driving and somebody puts a road on your road, and put a plank on your road and say that you need to pay us XYZ before you cross. It's a levy because we are fixing the road. It's a levy. And paying is more or less you are paying tax. Look what happened when they were doing statistics, when they were those people, the marketer where they bring yam from the north, right? The yam, they say this marketer say before the yam land southwest, what they pay as levy
for road
is around 500 to 700,000. So maybe a yam where they buy for 100 naira, the yam before it reach Lagos, it don't reach 2,000
So
naira.
what to make people for here they buy things more expensive?
Do you get it? So all these levies are taking off the road.
Taking off the road from who? From customers.
Yes, it's taking off. There's
So
no
wait,
levy
calm
again.
down, not vex. So that means not only customs they collect for road, though. Customs they collect, army they collect, police they collect. So you want them to say all these people no go day road again? How much be their salary? We go carry them.
They are paying them very well.
No, they
It's
are
just
not paying
like
them very well, sir. No, don't say that. They're not paying. No civil servant ends well.
figures
No
are
civil
relative.
servant ends well.
When you talk about
No.
payments, is
If they are paying
relative.
them very well, then the politicians should end their salary. They should end civil service. They should end minimum wage, what they are paying them, so that they will know they're paying them very well. That's the question.
You will
I
agree
left
with me
civil
that
service because there's no money in
that
it, right? So if they're paying them very well,
you
let the
will, you
politicians
will
become civil servants too. Let them be on the same
you will
salary
agree
structure.
with me that you will agree with me that salary collection are relative. Even people in Chevron, they still assume that they are not paying them very well because the money is not enough for them. Right? Let them also increase maybe one of these paramilitary that stay on the road. Police, let them turn their salary to 500,000 plus, just like Shawore said. It's still in the blood that you must still give us something. Do you understand? So paying accurately is relative, right? Because like economists said that humans want are insatiable. The question we are actually talking about that, irrespective of what you are earning, it should be enough for you to be able to take care of your basic amenities,
So
providing shelter.
the question now is that before the implementation of this tax reform, are you sure, in your opinion, that every single Nigerian right now they earn enough, especially those people where they won't promote that revenue from that egunje from their hand? You they sure saying they earn enough to help them to come on eye for those areas? That's not the question.
Earning enough is also relative.
And not be about earning enough is relative. Okay, you know how much will be food. How much you dey spend for food for your house in a month? You know how much you dey
I
spend for house rent.
understand.
You know how much you
I
dey spend for.
understand.
So you put that into perspective. How much for accommodation, the basic things of life, the education, and all that. So how you think? Say do you think that the government would do the needful to close up that gap, that disparity waiting for wage between mostly the politicians and people where they work for government, where they in charge of all these things? In a way, we be
You
say
know,
go matter, they go feel come more eye from all those even.
even what we are talking about is not even kickbacks. We are talking about people that are, we are not even talking about what the paramilitary are collecting. We are talking about people that just put roadblock on your road, saying that you are going nowhere.
That one, Egunje, now that's what I'm telling you. Because
Right?
what make them they do? Oga, see the problem, the reason why that thing they happen now because of say expenses pass their earnings, and when expenses pass your earning, you go find way to meet up. You will not die, and that is why insecurity is also a thing. When people expenses pass the amount of income where they get, what would you do? You would look for a way to survive. That's the normal basic human instinct, survival instinct. And that's why I'm asking, did the government and the tax body put all this into consideration before then they think about the implementation of this tax reform bill? The reason I'm saying this is that, for instance, to clear what's be the price, you see, there's a lot to this that we cannot start talking about. How much be the money to clear a 40-feet container for inside Nigeria? The standard price. Now, there are so many things that are off, that are contraband in Nigeria, and that we don't produce in Nigeria. Speakers na contraband. You cannot bring in maybe speaker sound system and all that. Most of those things are earmarked as contraband, but we know that we don't produce them in Nigeria. Even if we produce some of those things, we don't even produce to the capacity of our consumption enough. So why make them a contraband? And then that contraband, when they put them, they make what do they call them? The importers and the customs people begin to run deal. Because if me want import now, and I know say the official tax where I go pay, duty where I go pay for this particular container because of waiting I carry come. Maybe I carry school bags where I know say obviously we will not be producing for Nigeria. Or I carry laptop bags, or I even carry laptops brand new where I know say we no fit produce, and maybe they're under contraband. And I know say the duty where I go pay inside that 40 feet to clear them now about 10 million. And I know say I don't want to pay that 10 million because I don't get that 10 million to pay because of waiting they involved. You understand? I can't declare say waiting I carry and actually use laptop na second hand. Or I go look for another item where they off that contraband list to talk say I carry. Do you understand? I declare something else. And when I declare something else to customs knowing fully well that waiting there is idea. Now waiting they be say, okay, come here. Because I know you don't want to pay that 10 million. Before this thing go move, you go pay us 4 million. You go pay 2 million here. You go pay 1 million here. At the end of the day, you end up paying about 6 to 7 million instead of that 10 million you would have paid to government. And this money, now individual pockets if they enter. That is why I asked that question. This now how it be say customs and all these kind of agencies. I'm not just pointing at customs alone, but you know, all these agencies that they take survive. So what has government put in place to stop it?
So this is what government are. That's why they want to. During the Buhari regime, we have a single account.
Treasury
right?
single account, yes. It was actually
So
initiated by Jonathan, please.
Okay, so now they want all the because there are a lot of leakages in revenue collection. That's why we are also blaming government. But it will be of interest for you to know that most of this revenue does not get to government. And so most of the time, government does not even have enough cash to do governance. So what they are now doing is that let us know. Okay, I think there was a time in Lagos that even Agbero, what they collected in revenue is around 60 billion, and that doesn't pass through the government.
Yes,
right?
And not what they collected, they still collect more now, and it still doesn't pass through government.
So
how will you stop those things? Those ones, how will you stop it?
So this one now, so their strategy in place now, because those ones.
We will get back to this conversation in the next 1 year. God keeping us both alive. I will see how far they've been able to implement it. Just go ahead.
They will implement, because now we have over 200 taxes, right, that are unofficial. We have over 60 taxes that are official. But with this new bill, they've harmonized it and make it to be less than 10.
So the question, that question I ask, you never answer. Another question in my mouth again. This money, say these people where you say you commot tax from their hand because they then be low income earners. Do you know they still pay?
Do we even collect tax from their hand again?
I know, but do you know they still pay? They will still pay tax. They will pay indirect tax. Because when you put more tax for the owner of bread, where they say they buy from, and the owner of bread increase bread amount because of that, they have paid the tax indirectly.
So
I'm coming. Okay, sir, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. They have paid the tax indirectly. Secondly, almost in everywhere for Nigeria now, as Lagos don't set them as a standard, you bring that small thing where you want to use roast corn for front of your compound. Keep outside your compound. Next thing, boys don't meet you. Where our money? You go pay. And you cannot say you not pay that. Are you telling me that government will stop that? How will they stop it? If they stop it, how will this boys survive? And waiting be the ripple effect if they not survive. You see, there is a lot to this conversation. But make I hear your input.
Yes, because that is the reason why the government is put. You cannot cop things 100%. Take it or leave it. You can only reduce the impact. Right? You can only reduce the impact. So the government is trying to, because in the long run, it's me and you that is feeling the heat. Look at the tomato that should be less than tomato, a basket of tomato getting to the southwest, and we are buying it around 150,000. Right? We bear the burden together. We bear the heat together. And the government said that we are removing this bottleneck so that when it gets to the southwest, the tomato we will be able to buy a basket of tomato 10,000, 20,000. Right? Because of all those bottleneck are being removed. Right? And a lot of things have been put under VAT exempt, like bread, you don't pay VAT on it. Or even when you sell land, you don't pay VAT on it. Again, you rent house, you don't pay VAT
We are
again.
coming to that. Do you know that as at today, real estate actually add more to our GDP more than oil? Do you know that
Yes.
people don't they complain say real estate they over bloated for Nigeria? Waiting be the per capita income of Nigerians will make the real estate for Nigeria they so expensive. These are issues.
Okay.
Have they been
That's
addressed?
why. So you could see that. That's why you see that the rich are getting more richer. Those
And
people
the
that
poor
are
they get bad.
investing in,
Uh-huh.
so those people that are investing in the real estate, they have the capacity. Look at when Fashola was in Lagos, when he did Lagos Home. The Lagos Home should be for civil servants. And so you see people that have money, they'll buy 2, 3 houses because they have the capacity. And this should not be. The home should just be that a salary earner that can spread the payment for the next 10 years or 15 years. Look at the time when they release car for low income earner. It's people that actually have the money that went for
That
it.
is the same corruption. That is why people are worried about the tax reform bill. When you don't curb corruption and when you haven't had any roadmap to curbing corruption or fighting corruption, how do you bring out such things without that also being a waste? People may just end up paying that tax for nothing. And then again, another issue where people don't raise now the issue of the alpha beta replica for Nigeria. Because people talk, say, I don't know whether it is, say there is also a possibility, say, a third party go they collect these taxes apart from the Nigeria Inland Revenue Service, we didn't recommend that a contracting firm fee they collect these taxes. That's another problem. Will that not be enriching a few persons? That's like a replica of the alpha beta of Lagos in the entire Nigeria. That's a fears when Nigerians get for this tax.
No. That is not working. No alpha beta is collecting Nigerian taxes. We already have a tax system, which is Nigerian revenue system. We already have them and their structure. The only thing I agree with you, corruption. So the only thing that can cause corruption is putting system in place. And so that's why you can say that this tax reform bill will become effective by January 2026. So the next 6 months is to implement the roadmap. What are the systems to be put in place? What are the structures to be put in place? Because without system and structure, where we are, right? So this one is now talking about what are the systems should be put in place? What are the structures to be put in place to ensure that in the long run, it's not penny wise and pound foolish, right? And with this new regime now, you will see even those people that have money to invest. If you are investing in the Nigerian stock market, if you have a sell of over 150 million or 150 million and below, you'll be exempted from taxes, right? So they do it in a way. The question people now ask that if government now exempts so much people from taxes, where are they going to send money to do governance? And that's why you now see government is not going to tighten their belt because they know these people, right? They know who are evading the taxes. So they now get to them and say that I have nothing to run governance. Let us come into the tax rate and see what you are paying, right? But what the tax bill is trying to do is that enough of we taxing the poor of the poorest. Let the poor breathe. Let them have more income to be able to spend, right? And let us go for the rich guys.
All right. Let me open the phone lines. Nigerians, please feel free to jump in on the conversation. I know soon I will get a lot of questions when I go ask Oga Ganiyu. Dr. Ganiyu, na a master. In fact, he's an original tax collector. Sorry, tax man. He sabi everything when concern tax matters. So kindly feel free to ask him questions. If you have business in Nigeria and you know anybody will get business for Nigeria and this tax thing don't they worry you, or this issue, this conversation don't they worry you, please jump in and ask some questions or contribute generally to the conversations we've had tonight on the show. So, on the overall, are you saying that there is a likelihood and possibility? Okay, again, before I even ask you that question, let's go to the issue of corruption. A lot of people don't talk. Say President Tinubu during his manifesto, no assure or tell Nigerians saying go fight corruption. And right now, with all in conversation, he need to do anything. He need to show effort in fighting corruption. So, do you think that there is a possibility, say, we go fit fight corruption or curb corruption enough for this tax reform to thrive?
Definitely. There are there are there are there are policies on ground, there are strategy on ground. You might not be able to fight corruption 100%, right? Because if you fight corruption, corruption will fight you back, right? And when we have policy on ground and system on ground, it's not that you are fighting. Okay, look at this man that was supervising the bill.
Yes.
He got a threat for his life that they will kill him, right? Yes. So they need to change his security apparatus, profiling, right? So the question is that if you are fighting corruption, corruption will fight back. So that you also need to write your name in golden pen, that this is what I want to achieve within my days, right? And so if this one is actually implemented and appropriately or implemented, you will see, even with their roadmap, it's not like the fuel subsidy that you said that we wait for the future to see the result. You will start seeing the result immediately. You start seeing the result immediately. So people, okay, now let me also tell you about one of them. Before now, if, say for instance, UK government engage you, and you are in Nigeria, right? And they engage you, and they are paying you money. So you being in Nigeria, Nigerian tax law then will now tax the UK government, UK company, because you are in Nigeria, saying that your presence in Nigeria is signifying a significant economic presence. So the income they make in Nigeria will be taxed in Nigeria. And so because of this, most foreign organizations, they don't hire Nigerians. They go to Kenya, they go to Ghana. So now with this new tax law.
Are you serious? Is that why?
Yes.
Is that why?
Yes, now.
Because for the kind of industry where they run outsourcing services. And for my outsourcing service, especially as you get to do with customer service and all that, I realize, say, you're more likely to get jobs and contracts if you're in Egypt, in Kenya, in South Africa, than if you're in Nigeria. And I've always wondered why, because not just discrimination against Nigerians generally.
No,
so
it's not discrimination. Yeah, it's not discrimination, because what Nigeria will do that, because you are present in Nigeria, they will write down and say that you present in Nigeria, they make perhaps a XYZ amount in Nigeria, so that amount will be liable to Nigerian tax, 30% and every other thing. So because they don't want to do that, they will ignore Nigerians.
Oh, okay. For using a Nigerian manpower to work. So the company is now established in Nigeria and they have to pay taxes like a
Yes, so for using a Nigerian manpower, you presence in Nigeria is assumed that they are the one present in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, so they may count and say na outsourced. They outsourced.
Yes, so they will assume that they are the one present in Nigeria. So they now assume that the income
based on their income for their company. Meanwhile, now just a minute service now they get from Nigeria.
So the income they make because of your presence in Nigeria will now become taxable, and yet they will still pay you salary. So what they now do now, that because they hire you, they will only collect tax from you, right? You their IRA, and so their income will not be taxed in Nigeria, because you are just working. You are doing like kind of hybrid. You are doing like a kind of
a remote job.
Yeah, a remote job, right? So because of that, and if you are earning more income, and they will pay you well, maybe they are paying you $1,000 per month, right? They are paying you $2,000 per month, and that $2,000 they will not pay you in naira, they'll pay you in dollar. So once it enter dollar, it increases our foreign exchange, right? It increases.
So all this is they captured for the new tax bill. This is
Yes,
interesting.
it will increase our foreign exchange, right? And once you get the money, if you are in Lagos, Lagos State will say that resident rule, because you reside in Lagos, they will collect personal income tax from you. And so they will take your personal income tax based on your bracket. So once they take that tax from you, the state has money, right? And you also will have more disposable income to buy something in the market. And as you are buying something in the market, you are paying some indirect tax. And the country is making more money.
So for the purpose of clarification, what will be the percentage of all these taxes? Like the personal income tax for Lagos State right now, what will be the percentage?
No,
And then
it's not.
for the taxes for individual taxes for the new according to the new tax law, waiting be the percentage like generally? People go
So
one
for
know.
the individual tax, it's the same thing all over the state. That's why we have joint tax board. It's the same law that govern. So
No,
what you
the
pay,
reason I said this is because before now, disparity been there between some of these taxes. As a business owner, I established my business in Port Harcourt when I was in Port Harcourt. And if I they establish in Port Harcourt and I get a branch in Lagos, I realize say I did pay too money. I did pay for Port Harcourt, I did pay for Lagos. You understand? All those consumption tax and all of those things. They like repeated payment. So are you saying that by this tax reform bill now, it's been harmonized?
you establish your business in Port Harcourt,
Hmm.
right? Is it a limited liability
It's a
company,
limited
or
liability company, yes.
so if you establish either, if it's a limited liability company, right, you can pay your tax anyway because you are not responsible to the state. You're
Then where did they
responsible
come?
to the federal.
Yeah, where did they? I think there's this thing about there's this. I know there is one of the taxes that is double from both federal government and Lagos State. I think whether it's consumption tax or one of them. I've
No,
forgotten the
no,
name.
what
I check
Lagos
my
State
records.
has
I remember
before.
again because if they want tax, so it be say if you check your records, you don't already pay them from government, and then you see they repeat them again for Lagos State.
So what Lagos State is doing is that they're more or less collecting VAT twice. There's a value added tax,
Mm.
what we call consumption tax. And with
Okay.
this new tax bill, there's nothing like consumption tax again.
So they don't come out that one now.
Completely, because it's like a double taxation.
Because okay, if this tax bill address all of those, then it will actually be a fantastic
No, it's a
idea.
good bill. Trust
Mm,
me for that. It's a good bill. It's a bill that will help the poor to actually breathe, right? That is if you have a good consultant, people good pay. Because you know, if you give government money without asking you, you can't collect your money back, right? That's what they call it in law,
mhm.
right? But
Yeah.
if actually you are being educated and you know that you are not supposed to pay that money, so you won't pay the money, right? But if you are not educated and you still gullibly pay the money, then you can also tell government that refund me. That money has gone.
So another question I say some of these other agencies will not be originally revenue generating agencies. We don't somehow turn revenue like the police. Police now don't they generate revenue with this? They whether CVR or BCV. What did they do? Where they say you could pay for your vehicle anytime when you want to register them. To me, I feel like that is a means of generating revenue for government because what's the essence of that? That money now FIRS they take them on behalf of government, right? Then secondly, I think there is also NIN. Some of those things you do, you want to change something in your NIN, you want to do this, you pay money for it and all that. All of these ones go down under that Nigerian Revenue Service right now.
Yes, this with this Nigerian tax law, there's nothing like personal income tax and VAT. Everything is harmonized into one,
One,
right?
okay.
So we have only one bill, one act, which is Nigerian tax law, which has nine chapters. And the 9 chapters deal with all the taxes.
Okay.
So another one,
As I asked earlier, is there an idea of the percentage of these taxes? Because people go want to know. Say, okay, if I they earn like 100 million in a year per annum, waiting be the percentage of fee likely pay for
so if
tax.
you are earning 100 million, so you are classified as a middle class, so you will pay tax, right?
Like how
But
much? Like what percentage?
so
That people may want to
so
know.
is it as a business owner or as an
As an
individual?
individual, for instance.
So as an individual, because it's a tax table, right? It's a currently it moved from 7% to 24%. Then now it has been, yes. So if you are earning at least 300,000 a year, 7%, 600,000, 11%, another band move you to 15%, another band move you to 19%. If you move to another band, move you to 21%, another band move you to 24%. So the
So how
band
about
that
if
move you,
okay, go ahead.
the band that move you to 24% is around, maybe you are earning over 3.6 million, and which does not make sense. So the law now says that, in other words, you have put the poor and the rich in the same bucket. If the poor is paying 24%, the rich also is doing 24%. That does not make sense. So they now move it down. They were starting with 7%, they turn it to 0%. So they now move it down. So it's when you are now earning above 100 million, then, or more significantly, that's where you.
We lost your audio again. We lost your audio, sir. We lost your audio again. Sorry. Sincere apologies. I've lost your audio again. Sorry. Oh, yes. We'll have you back now. Go ahead, sir. Hello. Hello, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well. I can hear you very well.
Okay. Is it better?
Yes, it is better. It's fine. So as we wrap up this before I begin to talk to my people. So this is actually very interesting. If what the explanation where you don't give us now so it take be them. But how about businesses? Because say business owners them, and then say there are also people we be say for instance they like say them be one man business. So now that money will enter from their accounts. Then they use pay other staff where they work for them. That tax bill also make provision for some of these people because if you classify them as individual, but at the end of the day, they're actually business owners.
And so they are ventures. So those kind of people are whom the tax help, and shows that in the long run, they will not pay tax and their staff will not pay tax.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ganiyu. I appreciate you big time. Interestingly, I don't see so many questions. Apparently, Nigerians don't get too many questions to ask you about this tax. Like the VAT, when you go stop petrol station, you pay tax in South Africa. Oh wow, that's what someone is saying here. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ganiyu. I appreciate your insight in the conversation. When you pay excess tax by the end of the year, a tax year, you should get a refund like that of the UK. Any avenue for refund of tax,
Definitely, there's a refund. Yes,
they,
there's
they,
a
they make a
refund.
provision for
There's
tax
a
refund.
refund.
For Nigeria,
Yeah, there's
are
a,
you serious? We're
yes,
turning to
full
Jando.
refund.
Let me take this
You see,
call.
the refund will happen so fast.
I'm coming. I'd
That
like you to explain that, but let's quickly take this call, sir. Sorry.
okay.
Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello, Precious. Good evening.
Sir, welcome. Yes, thank you for joining us. Welcome.
And to Mr. Ganiyu, thank you very much for the explanation you have been giving regarding this new tax reform bill.
Thank you.
We have some concerns regarding this bill. Actually,
Okay.
for me, this bill is it's a very nice bill. And being championed by this current government, we must give credit to them. I have to be honest. But our concern is, just like us who are outside of the country, we see what governments do with tax they collect from the people. If you go to local governments, district government, you see what they do with the tax money. They create parks, they do some street lights, street roads, and the rest with this tax money. They help the disabled, those who can't work, they support them. Are we expecting the same thing from our government with this new tax bill? That is one, because we are so concerned about what they will do with this tax they will be collecting from us. That is one. And also, secondly, as citizens of Nigeria, we know from this tax bill that those who will be collecting, who are earning between 100 and 1 million in a year, the government is kind of excluding them from paying tax, which is commendable, which is okay. And they say this tax is to balance between the rich and the poor, and it's more favorable to the poor. Yes, this is okay. But then how can they track every person in the country so as not to collect from some set of people and ignore some people to balance the equation, I mean. So, Mr. Ganiyu, please, I hope you can help to explain more regarding this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Dr. Ganiyu, can you hear us?
You give me more clarity. I can.
Okay. Did you hear his question?
No, can you please retreat?
Okay, so the first question we ask now about the money, the tax proceeds. Say for other countries, they use those tax proceeds, they help the poor. They create things like for the physically challenged, parks, walkways, things. So if you say if you see them, you go enjoy them for free because now your tax money they use do them. Nigerian government they go do that one. That's not one. And then secondly, all these other taxes will be say people then will be say they tax exempted. How they go use bring them enter inside tax and how we go use make sure say all these illegal taxes what they collect they go please stop them if I am correct about what he said.
Okay, brilliant question. So the first one is that that's why I say once you begin to collect it, you see the effect immediately. It's not like the fuel subsidy because that is now the fiscal responsibility because government has lost trust. And so they are trying to redeem the trust to show that, oh, this is what you are using your money for. Like what you see Denmark. Denmark is one of the countries that their citizens, they pay 60% of their tax, of their income as tax in Denmark. If you earn 100,000, 60,000 goes to the government, 40,000 as well. And they are happy doing that because they see
Because
the
they see the results now. And I'm sure
so,
some Nigerians, if they're happy, if for instance we get good health care, where they good enough for our politicians to attend, tell me whether you know go pay tax. You they sure say
so
something happen now, you call 911 or any number, they will come pick you with ambulance and things, your life they secured. You will pay the tax.
that affects. Then for those people in the tax net, these people they're already there. It's just like they're not paying accurate taxes. It's because nothing to monitor them, right? Nothing to. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm trying to tell somebody else to be on the line. Once you're
Okay.
done.
So nothing to monitor them, nothing to track them. Then now, okay, take for instance in the UK or US, once you are talking to a policeman, they have this body cam, right? So once you are talking to them, it's already recording them. So if they go there and say otherwise, both of you can also show because they can play it. So it's a system. So what they're trying to do is to put a system in place to capture who you actually are. Not that, okay, look at during the past election, when the senators, those people that are going for the House of Senate, they introduced that they must also provide their tax card. And those guys came out and said that, oh, they ran to go and do tax card, pay 20,000, 50,000, right? 100,000. So at this point in time, they will not collect so much from them. They will not collect such an amount from them. They will collect, okay, this is who you are. We can assess you. We know your capacity. You know your ability. The minimum tax you are going to pay is XYZ million. Do you get it? So these are things that, okay, a client was introduced to us and actually purchased over 33,000. He wanted to purchase 33 million Zenith Bank shares, and they demanded for his tax clearance. And he now said we should help him to produce a tax clearance of 50,000 per year. And I told him that yes, we can produce it for you, but however, if you go there, they might think, because he's a young guy, they might think you're a Yahoo guy. They might think you're a thief. Even before giving you your share certificate, they would have called the police to come and arrest you here. So I will not be part of it, right? That go and think about it. Not that I will not be part of it. Go and think about it. And the guy didn't come back again. So that is it. So with this new bill, they can assess who you are. They can know your capacity, and because of that, they can assess you appropriately and say that this is the exposure you have to the tax.
But I don't think you've quite answered that question. The question is in terms of, I think, social programs, social welfare, things where government will carry the money do, the tax money, what's in them go use and do. Apart from increase buying cars for senators and House of Rep members and buying private jet and all that for themselves. Waiting be the things where they go use and do to affect those poor people who really need the money, considering that majority of the population of Nigerians them actually they're very poor. Waiting be the guarantee, say this tax money, then go use them, do some programs, so go they beneficial to the larger population of Nigerians? That's now one of the questions. And the other question now, how
So
to also cut
what
off.
what what we advise the government is that that they should not, it's not about giving palliative, because on record it shows that most of the palliative that they are giving, it's not actually getting to the individual. It is even shared among the rich, right?
Yes.
It does not dovetail, right? So the government is actually trying. That's what they said, that easy lives the heirs that wear the crown, right? It would have disbursed money, go and give them. Okay, take for instance, during the time of COVID-19, they gave somebody to perhaps go and give 10,000. The person giving the money out has removed 5,000. He envelope 5,000. The person going to deliver the 5,000, they moved 2,500. It remained 2,500 in that envelope instead of 10,000. And it got there, he handed over the 2,500, and with also a camera, taking picture of them, that the money get to the end result. But is it accurate? So those are the things. That's why they say that there are going to be system in place to ensure that it gets, even everybody will be profile. Everybody will be profile. So we need to look at it and check it. So if it does not replicate or mirror what they sold to us, then we come up and say that we have been deceived, right? But it is just something starting, that let's test the water and see what we are going to take out of it. Because as we speak, some of these neighboring countries, they're already talking to Nigerians, say that they should come and tell them their roadmap of the new tax law they've just implemented, that they want to do that in their country too, right? So, and I think we should be able to stand tall and follow it to the head. You know, the president actually showed a political will to ensure that it's scaled through. So let's watch and see how it's going to positively influence or impact an average Nigeria for us to see the benefits.
All right, hello. All right, thank you. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, welcome, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you crystal clear, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah. My name is David. I'm calling from Indonesia.
You're welcome. Go ahead, David.
Thank you. Please, I want to say only two things in today's program.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, about the corruption stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think at least our brother that is in the studio with you can hear me very well.
Yes, I can.
This corruption stuff we are talking about, can a prostitute, a harlot, if being elected to be a president tomorrow, can he fight hookup? Can he stop hookup? That's number one. So another thing, if actually that this government can fight corruption, the evidence is let them reform the INEC. Let us see, so that Nigerians can have free and fair election 100%. Can this government do it? That is where they will start from the corruption stuff. So telling us at the big grammar, they will do this, they will do that, we have been hearing all these things, you know. So that is where it starts. Then another thing, in Indonesia here, all this tax for stuff and the thing, you will see how the poor benefit from it. So the questions you ask your guests, I did not get it clear. The answer, I did not get any clear answer there, any clarification. That's number one. Then about Governor Okpebholo and
Wike.
The worst you can count in Edo State is not even the governor. You see the Commissioner for Information in Edo State and the APC chairman in Edo State and the Wike. I post please to their face. Fear. They are disgrace to Nigerian politics. Fear. I post please on them. That's the only thing I can tell you. You see these people, they cannot die well. When the day they will buy, their hand and their mouth go there, let it go shrink on one side. I tell you. And these things they are doing, they are feeling that maybe they are doing it to Obi. Not Obi. This is about Nigeria. We're talking about Nigerians. We are talking completely about Nigeria. Yeah, we're talking about Nigeria. This is not about Obi. But they may think they are doing it against Obi. No. But they are doing it to Nigerians. So when we are talking about corruption in the country, let the government reform INEC. That is where we hold them for broadcast.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
If INEC did not reform, everything they are doing is rubbish.
All right.
God bless you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay. All right. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello. I can't hear you. Good evening. Welcome. Hello. Good evening. Welcome.
Thank you.
What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
My name is
T.Y. Danjuma. Welcome. How you doing? I see your foreign love. You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Greetings to your guest, Mr. Olua Shola Ganiyu.
Dr. Ganiyu, please. Earned. Very well earned.
Yeah. Yes. My question really is, we have seen quite a lot of very beautiful policies that the government from time to time, pushes out.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm worried about is when the implementation. If the government, if you don't have a regime that is very desirous and has the willpower to be able to ensure that those policies come to fruition and are properly implemented, because some of the bills from some of the policies are going to be resisted by people. As we have seen, there are people who are for various other reasons against, contesting certain aspects of the bill. So does the government, one, has the willpower to ensure that the tax bill will be implemented fully in line with the objective that is desired to achieve? That's one. Two, there are quite a lot of people in the informal sector that are outside the tax dragnet.
Yes, the tax net generally.
So, the tax net, yes. So how is this policy, this tax law, going to bring those people inside? Because there are so many people who don't have anything to do with government directly, that is. And so they do their transactions, they make so much money, and they don't pay tax. So how is this tax going to affect those people? Is there an incentive that is going to make them, to want to personally go and see how they can be assessed and they pay tax? So those are the two questions. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Ganiyu, please. Would you like to react to that? We lost your audio again. Sincere apologies. Don't worry. This will be the last question, so that I will let you go and hibernate while I continue the show with my people. Well done, sir. Can you hear me? Yes, it's fine now. It's fine. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Can you reiterate one of the question?
Oh, I thought you were paying attention. I'm not sure I paid full attention to what he said because I was trying to run something else. So I think it comes back to he said something about the government always come out with these fine policies, but first of all, at the implementation, Nigerians they worried about, especially because of the antecedents of government, and say how we go ensure say they go fit implement them the way it could do well and to really benefit the people. And then secondly, talk about people wey dey outside of the tax net. What will be the possibility of bringing them and also ensuring that smooth transition? And I think I would rather want to add to this. I don't know if you added it, especially considering the fact, say Nigeria no get data because of our poor data service for Nigeria. How go fit to achieve this? Make a let them talk again. Be like saying you call me back. Hello. Is it still White and Juma?
Yes, I will.
Yes.
Go I want to repeat it since you didn't get. There are so many people who are outside the tax net. They do quite a lot of business, a lot of transactions, and they turn in huge
amount of money.
A lot of money. Yes, amount of money. So, how is this policy going to encourage those people who are in the informal sectors? To bring in, they have nothing to do with government. I mean, they don't do business directly with government. So, how is this policy going to encourage such people? Because if you look at the numbers, it's quite large to come, to willingly come and declare, seek to be assessed, and what. That's one. The second question that I asked. I can't remember, but I can't remember that now. But let's deal with this one. What does the policy have a way of getting people who are outside, the current? They're not in the formal sector of the economy. So how is it going to get them in? Is there any incentives? Because if they don't want to, they won't come, and government is going to lose from whatever it would have gotten.
Thank you.
If it has a policy. Yes.
All right. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
That's a brilliant question. Honestly, I agree with people that government have implementation problem, and which I always say often that we have a lot of policy, we have a lot of strategy, but we lack implementation. And so, what is the essence of policy and strategy without implementation? And do not forget that the man that was hired to do this, it's an industry person. He has been in practice for over 20 years in PwC, right? And he also has KPI and has a name to protect, right? And when you look at the timeline they gave him, he actually made it. So he's not a government person. So that's why we also give him a benefit of doubt that he will achieve it. He also came out and said that one thing he appreciates about the government is that they didn't create a bottleneck and they did not dictate what he should do for him. And which means that they gave him a free will to do. And so we should always give ourselves a benefit of doubt, right? If we assume
but the problem, it's not him. If he don't come out with good policies, the problem are the government ability to make sure these policies function. The person will bring and figure the integrity. Government will go run among.
So you can see now that the government is supporting it because it cannot achieve anything if the government is not supporting. The government threw a weight on it. Remember that this bill might not have scaled through, if not because there's a political will. You agree with me? The Senate threw it away. The National Assembly worked against it, the Northern worked against it, but the president put his foot on the ground. That is what we call political will. So if the political will could achieve it to this phase, this is a phase. Let's watch what will happen. We should not assume. We should give it a benefit of doubt, right? Like I said in my dialect, saying that if we close our eyes, assuming that we are dead, we will not know when the good person will pass, right? Let's assume that. So, and when you look at, according to our question, see what gentleman saying, those people outside the tax net, I think I've explained it, that the way they want to drag it is that unless you are not doing transaction with people, unless you don't have banking transaction, right? Once you are doing transaction with people, right, then that is a way they could bring you. So now, people that are not in the tax net and they want to come and they're small, there are benefits. Even with the way this new tax law, I appreciate people's sentiment, but if people do what is good, give them appraisal. But if it's something that is bad,
I understand you, but talking about this banked and unbanked, there are people already on the line that are waiting, and people are want to jump in on the conversation. But remember, saying that this same Nigeria over day, where person go kidnap person for inside this Nigeria, go pay ransom through bank, and they go withdraw that money, and we need to trace them. This same Nigeria, they come, sir. This same Nigeria where we dey, person go thief your POS, your ID, your ATM, use and collect money for POS machine. What are we talking about? So with the services of these POS operators and all that, how you think say I don't understand. So that is why Nigerians be like say they don't get confidence for the thing because this time waiting all of us knew already. We be saying at the wahala we will go get, and that's why they're raising these concerns. So I don't think
Yeah,
it's about being pessimistic.
you don't know. I appreciate the sentiment. That's why I make this proverb in my dialect that if we close our eyes and assume as if we will not know when good man will pass. Let's give a benefit of doubt, right?
Let's quickly speak to some people quickly so that
Okay.
we can answer all the questions. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, hello, Precious.
Sir?
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah,
well done, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, Precious.
Sorry.
You need to show me where you are buying this natural dress that one of your show. There is a dress that you put on. I need to buy for my wife. It looks so natural there.
Oh, I will tell you, no problem.
Wonderful there. So,
thank you.
Yeah. So, Precious.
Sir.
Greeting to your guest, the tax calculator man.
No, be tax calculator.
Tax accountant. So,
if you get company for Nigeria and you get tax issue, call me Dr. Ganiyo. He'll be one of the best hands where you get.
You look at the question and look at the things that you told him about the bank, and then I'm sure he doesn't know what they're saying because the banks, the crime in Nigeria, in as much as the crime in Nigeria is going the other, but the banks in Nigeria has a hand in the crime. You know, I was telling you this in the first time I told you then. You told me that, do I have, and then before the paper wrote it, I think I was the first person that told you because I came to Nigeria and I saw the whole thing and I know that the banks have their hands in it. There is no way, and I told you, if I come to Nigeria and use my credit card and pay for something and I'm not satisfied with that, immediately I come here, I will just withdraw it, and if the credit company refuses, I will just quote for them. How's it called? This code called the law. I think something 75, and then they must withdraw that. They must bring the money back.
So can you go straight to your question? Okay.
My question to your guest is this. Precious, when you come to Europe on holiday or anywhere in the Western world on holiday, and when you are going back and you make some purchases, when you go to the shop and they tell the shop that they need a tax return or tax-free something form, they will fill it, and then you need to get your money back at the airport. Because I had the time he was talking about tax return and the rest of them. Then why is it that I'm coming with two questions? Why is it that in Nigeria, they can, because majority of Nigerians, when they are leaving, when they are going back, because they don't live in Nigeria, they don't pay tax in Nigeria, they pay their tax in the Western world, meaning that a tax is supposed to return to them at the airport. Why is it that the Nigerian government is not doing anything concerning that, allowing us that are living outside and then to get a tax refund wherever we've made a purchase or anything, whether food or anything, because here it depends. There are things that you will buy, then you need to get that tax refund. That's one. Second is this: he was talking about the earnings and the amount that will be refunded and deducted in some of the Western world, right? I know Austria very well. At the end of the financial year, you have to fill in a form. If you pay, you are using a prescription glasses, you need to fill in whether you went for eye test or anything. You have to put those things in, and there are reforms that the government has to give the person, the individual, if they are families, then they have to fill in that form because of their earning, the amount of money they earn, and refund some amount of tax back to them. And that will help some of the families. So that will help. So in all these tax things, so I want him, if he can explain more on that tax refund that he just mentioned concerning the families and what they earn. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. I think I have another caller. Let me just take that conversation as well so that we can quickly get our responses together at the same time. Sincere apologies, please. Having a bit of difficulty. Please bear with me. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get this at once. Okay. Hello. Good evening.
Hi, Precious.
Yes, please. Welcome.
I think I have another caller. Let me just
please help me turn off.
To answer all my questions.
Please help me turn off your listening device, please. Thank you.
I have done that. Good evening, it's Laura. I hope Dr. Gani will help to answer all my questions. Good evening to your guests. In a country where budget is padded to the tune of 6-point-something trillion naira. Hello, Precious, can you hear me?
Almost 12 trillion, please, if it's that padded one.
Sorry?
If it's the padded of this year's one, they say it's about 12 trillion, Abi. I mean, my head, not if you remember.
I'm asking him a question about this
tax.
whole widening
Yes.
tax.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm saying, in a country where budget, because I live in England, so it is my taxes that goes into the budget, right?
Yes, sir.
So this year, when I logged into HMRC, I wanted a tax refund, and they gave me a tax refund. And then they said I'm owing them £57. So I was able to log in and see all my details. I also saw something very surprising that I've been passing. I've not been looking at it. It says how your tax was spent. Oh, and I've been logging in. I didn't see this. So I clicked on it, and I could see the different years. In 2023, I saw that about 21% of my tax was spent on benefits, what in America they call social security.
Okay.
Right? So there's a breakdown of the entire 100% of your income, what it was spent on. This percentage on education, this percentage on national homeland security, this percentage on border for, defense is broken about into 12 key areas. So I can see what's going into pensions. I can see what's not my pension. When you're working you're paying the pension.
Yes, sir.
Contributed.
So, yes,
so everything is, I can see that 11% of my money is going to pension, 25% is going to benefits, and everybody
that is part of your own contribution to those causes.
That is the percentage applied to everybody. So the year you earn a lot, you can see that you end up paying more. But it's the same percentage applied to everybody's salary. You can see a breakdown. Precious, this is HMRC. So it's our equivalent of Federal Inland Revenue Service, right? FIRS now changed. Okay. Then in my council, in my local council where I live, there is also what we call a council tax. This council tax is about £2,000 a year per household. This is what the council uses to run the local council, street lights, schools. So the government contributes to schools, local council contributes to schools. So there's a way they split it. In that local council, when they give you the bill per year, mine is in front of me. Let me see if I can quickly see the breakdown. Just bear with me 1 second. They said, just bear with me, 5% goes to the council to run the council. 2.5% goes to run your local parish, like the smaller group within the council. 6.3% goes to the fire service authority. 5.2% goes to the police and crime commissioner for a joined up area. So we have 3 or 4 boroughs joined together to run one police force. What I've just shown you, from the federal, we don't have states in the UK, federal and local government. Federal and local government, I've shown you a breakdown of the government telling me this is how your money was spent or how it will be spent. Do you see that they've made the opportunity for us to build trust? I am pay as you earn, so my money is deducted at source. There are people who make their business, and at the end of the tax year, they declare profit. What all of this does is, for those people, there is a trust. They can see what is happening. Precious, when I lost my job for a sustained period of time, because technology people, we've been facing a lot of displacement of job due to AI, I was able to fill the necessary forms, and the government gave me money every month until I found a job. Because why? They could log back in and see my taxes.
That you've been diligent.
2022, 2023, I paid almost 45% tax, because I earn more in that. I pay crazy taxes, and the government just looked at it. Everything is there, and they were paying me sustainably for almost 6 months. And then when I got a job, the government gave me train ticket money. And then the government looked and said, between now and when you get paid, because you started almost at the end of a month, so you will not meet payroll cutoff. Before you
still collect more money, whole body.
So what will you eat until then? Government now gave me more money. Because why? Anything I had to use it to focus on my more mortgage. And I even cleared all of that. My point is, the government looked, the data was there. All these things I'm saying is, there is value for the current tax. Where is the value being delivered for the current taxes that the Nigerian government is?
That is this current one before they even begin to extend it.
On the streets, they say show walkings. In the Bible, I'm sure Quran has his own version. In the Bible, they say, he who is faithful in little will be faithful in much. The government has not shown me good faith by saying to those who are not yet in the tax bracket, see what we are delivering with the little we collect. Imagine what we can do with what we don't. What if you pay more? When I was out of work, you know what the government did? The government paid a contribution into my energy bill because it was winter. I have never seen that before because I don't claim benefit. I've worked my butt off since I've come into this country. I don't claim nada. I save and live within my means. But because technology, Facebook, Google, every one of them are going through mass layoffs because of AI, guess what the government did? The government sponsored my diploma to reskill for a better job out of my tax money. Wow. The government, so I went and I got a diploma in IT because the government said, if we reskill you, look at how much you were earning. My income in one particular year, the tax I paid in 2023 was more than my income the prior year, just the tax. Because what? I was in a high skill demand area. Now the government said, okay, what do you want to do? You want to do, okay, we'll pay for you to do the diploma. And they paid for me to do my diploma. All I'm just explaining, I don't need to put my private life outside, but it is so painful to me. That's why I am showing to Nigerians that where is the value being currently delivered? Is it because so many of us can put our children, so many of us in Nigeria, we can put our children in private schools? That's why we don't feel sorry for the woman selling akara in Abuja who cannot afford private school and her children have been at home for 3 months while Wike and the government, Wike spent 39 billion to renovate a building, right? And we spent, prior to that, the previous year, we spent 21 billion. I added the 2 years today. It came to about, is it 39 plus 1, that's 40 plus 20. You spent 60 billion to do 2 buildings that nothing was wrong with because the VP building was a renovation. The conference center was a renovation. 60 billion to renovate that. Precious, as I am here, my daughter has brought her report card from school for this term. Precious, the report is free. The notebook is free. The textbook is free. The entire full term for this year that she has finished, from the start to the end, is free. The things we buy are uniform, £4, £5, £10. What is minimum wage? 11. I don't even know what minimum wage. Whether 11 or 12 pounds, I don't know. But minimum wage can buy a pack of uniform. The cheapest value of uniform. That's 1 hour minimum wage. What is the value? Precious, that is my child at school. Primary 1, primary 2, my child has free school meals at school. It is primary 3 that we started paying for the first time for her to have lunch at school because they don't close early. Precious,
please help me wrap up so that he can respond there.
Let me wrap up. Let me wrap up one more thing. 0 to 16 in the UK, all your prescription are free. Everybody in the UK will see the doctor for free. But prescription, as long as you are working, you will pay for your prescription. But children 0 to 16 are paid for. Their prescription is paid for. Precious, every child from 3 years to primary, to secondary, to A levels is free. Which means the woman who is selling akara in Abuja, her child from 3 years to primary, secondary should be free. You haven't shown working for the money you are collecting. I do not encourage people. It's Nigerians who are outside the tax bracket put themselves into tax bracket. They are being foolish. You have not been shown value.
Lord.
Look at the current budget that has been padded by 6.7 trillion. The government is disingenuous. They are not trustworthy. The individual they came to front it, we know what they do. They knew who rebutted them to front EFCC, but the main EFCC was corrupt. All of this tax, we know Tinubu. He has been a tax collector in Lagos. Yet, look at Lagos. We have no trust for the main messenger. I wrap up in one sentence. This whole man that they put in front telling us everything about him. Listen, this is the hand of Esau, but the voice of Jacob. We don't believe him. We push Mr. Oloyede aside. We look at the man who is sponsoring him. We don't trust them. So nobody should trust them and come into the tax bracket. Show workings. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Dr. Gani, you Emma Bino, please come and help me. Come to my rescue. Well, I will come and start answering. Don't ask me to interpret this particular one.
I think she's right.
So still that
Yes,
trust deficit.
we know we
Not
have
even
trust deficit.
practically, not even trust deficit, because really these people need a try. If you look at what's be the condition of our primary, secondary universities and our education system? What's be the condition of our healthcare systems? What's be the condition of our public facilities? She's very correct.
Don't forget that Rome is not built in a day. She's all correct, right? It is like a wise man once said that it starts with someone. Someone changed the status quo. Look at what China has not been like this. Nigeria has been a good one before, then we have a corrupt leader. But at the early 80s, people always, those people that earn more are lecturers, are teachers, right? Even if you get job in oil and gas, if you will be like a pitied party person saying that don't worry, just start, later you come back to be a lecturer. Because every 6 months they change their wardrobe. At early 80s, a naira is stronger than a dollar. It was when we get the boom from oil around 82, 83, right, when we have a president that said we have so much money and we don't know how to spend it. That's where corruption starts coming. This comes in when you have somebody that you have access to fund, but you don't have strategy on how you're going to use it, right? So that is where corruption comes. We know that Nigeria is bad. We always say that it's not that we also are in government, but at every point in time, we need to give a benefit of doubt. So if the person we are giving benefit of doubt now did not show the trust, then we cry out and say that you said we should give you 1 year, and after 1 year, we did not see the result. Then why are you boxing us to the wall? We know that we have integrity issue, and we have trust issue, we have a socio-cultural issue. Our leaders are not trustworthy enough. But this bill has shown some strength. They gave them 6 months to come up with the quick win. They came up with it. They pushed it, political will to push it. It was signed in June, right? We have 6 months into the new year. Let's see what they're going to do.
Again, say the question at the implementation, not be the person will make the bill.
So the reason why I'm saying that implementation, we have seen a little bit of political will. If they are not ready to support it, they will not pass the bill. Do you agree with me?
Is it contracted to implement it?
It's contracted to implement it. It's part of his KPI.
Okay.
So he also said it that if actually is not part of it, he would have just unshake the government when they said they should come and sign, do the reform, and after it, they would have just go, clap their hands and go. So when the issue is coming up now, if they are not into it, they will not be able to speak to it. So he is being contracted to ensure that the bill see the light of the day, implement it, and it starts yielding results. That's his KPI. So failure to do it, it becomes his baby. So it's not that they pass the bill and everybody going to sleep. No. He even said it. He said their work just started because implementation is where we have the real deal. You understand? So let's give them the benefit of that. We know that our economy is not too good. We know that our leaders are corrupt. We know that the face of Nigeria has not been like this. It's people that drag us into this situation. We have free education during the time of we have free education and every other thing. Let's look. We are hopeful that Nigeria will be great again. It's just that let's put the round peg in the round hole and give them the real power and the political will to be able to execute what they want to do, then the long run will be able to either clap for them or body shame them. Do not forget they have 2 years to go to beg us to vote for them in 2027. So
yes, to prove to them that to prove to us
so
that
they
they've
must
done
prove
enough.
to us. They owe us this thing to prove to us, because if they didn't prove to us by 2027, they will not have anything to show up. Because remember, when they want to take APC to win the federal, they were using Fashola work to showcase, right? So they must be able to showcase something to us that this is what we have achieved in our 4 years in office, and this is the result. As we speak now, Naira is already stable. It has not hit 1.6. It's going between 152, 1520, 1523. As we speak now, I saw it in the news that we have earned another over 75, a whole lot of money in our foreign. So they are trying to put all their best hands at work. The only issue I have is also sustainability. If this one goes, will the new government sustain it? So we must not see governance as an individual thing. We must see governance as continued. So if we see governance like that, we'll be able to achieve more.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gani. I appreciate you. It's so late and I have to let you run. I'm so sorry for keeping you so late. Thank you so much. I know that my people and I will continue the conversation because they want to, maybe they won't give Wike some buzz boost, but I'd like to say a big thank you to you, sir. Thank you so immensely for joining us and helping bring an insight to this conversation. I've often wondered how, this whole tax thing works, and you don't help us bring
So when we keep fingers crossed, we see the whole thing unfolding. And by December, we'll be able to
hold them for
minutes.
so
Yes.
then by this time next year, we'll do here to appraise the team. Book don't have good.
Very well. Very
Thank
well.
you. Thank you so much, Dr. Gani.
Right.
I hope you come here next time to talk about other things apart from tax.
No
All
problem.
right, I appreciate you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you big time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
The rest of the evening. Thank you, sir. Bye. All right, Nigeria. I make we go back to taking your calls and reactions for all the matters we don't discuss this evening. I play on a video of waiting Wike talk and the Akpabio way Wike give Okpebholo today, and I also tell on a waiting Ibi say that Edo State APC chairman talk again. I mean, make I do refresher calls. And I don't hear all those ones before now. Make I go do it.
Nobody is abusing you. But because you're the governor, that's why every time they will talk one thing or the other. I've watched on television of recent unnecessary debates. And that is why I say Nigerians forget history. When I was governor, when Peter Obi was coming to my state, he notified me that he was coming to my state. I provided logistics, vehicles for him to use. Because at that level, as a profile presidential candidate, if he does not tell you and anything happens, the governor will be held responsible. And people should stop politicking when the truth is being told. Obi, knowing fully well with their so-called coalition, anything can happen. They will accuse the governor that he was behind it. So the statement you made, you are quite right. You didn't say, don't come. All I'm saying, if you are coming, tell me, because I'm here to protect you. We get you too much. But people they give people money, they go to television. You have never told Nigerians, don't come to Edo, and you won't do that. But this so-called profile people who say they are big men in this political period we are in, we have to be careful. Some people can, giving you bad name, go and harm anybody. And then they will say the governor is responsible because he knows a coalition member is coming. So governor, you are right. You are right. If the man said he won't listen to you. It's okay. You've done your own work. You don't need to people play to the gallery. This is not where a presidential candidate will be carrying to serve food. No. And you know, this is pretense. How long will you be serving the food? How long? As a president, then you carry food and be serving. And then Nigerians are laughing. Oh, humble. Who told you that humility? Who told you that? And you people give audience to that kind of a thing. And somebody will be telling you, as a presidential candidate, when I win as a president, I will use commercial plane. And you think he's telling you the truth. Which security will allow you? Which? We must tell ourselves the simple truth. And then you say, Joy, this is humble. Nigerians, you like people who play you while you. You don't like people who will tell you the simple truth. When he was governor, was he serving food? Now because election is coming, I want to serve. Don't listen to him there. Don't listen to him.
All right, okay. So, and I don't hear the Wike response and reactions. And Nigerians, when they also react to the matter and they talk about them. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
Sir, T.Y. Danjuma. Yes.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Talk about your brother. I know say you won't talk about them.
I am the only thing I want to
You
talk
first
about.
put mouth for Natasha matter. You know, so we'll also talk about her matter earlier today.
I go put mouth for that one.
Go ahead.
You know, me sometimes when they talk, I don't know whether the loss of memory, they disturb them. That thing.
I don't know anything. No. No comic book.
Your brother now.
No, talk your talk. No comic book. That thing call. I don't know.
That thing where Dele Momo to talk say you went to Bayelsa. He didn't take permission from the governor of Bayelsa. You know the drama and the issue that they had about. Yes, he didn't go there. So physician, heal yourself. It's not enough to come and be talking nonsense on this thing because he's somebody that you envy. You know? So, and he was conservative with the truth because the issues, we all saw what the governor said. So for a man who always says he has integrity, that I'm quoting, that's what he calls that word, integrity. For a man who always say he get integrity, we go just pick and choose instead of addressing, the entire gamut and the circumstances in which the governor said that, and the lies and the threats that is there, they encourage bad thing. I hope he's not trying to import thuggery and brigandage in Edo State the way he has done in River State where he governed, because Edo people are a different kettle of fish.
Nothing they go do. What did they do for River State? Now, so they say River State is a different kettle of fish. What did they do? Nothing. Nothing anybody do.
River State, they don't do anything. No, Edo is entirely a different thing. Edo is entirely a different thing. They go teach unless So Okpebholo should be very, very careful, because if you follow that guy, this is not River State too. This is not River State. Okay, that's all. I just want to. The whole thing just marks of one thing. One, they see a threat in Obi. They see a threat in Obi because you can see that this thing, is being, running decimal. You don't see APC states, at least 3 of them, behave in this particular fashion, even when they know that it's entirely a contravention of the Constitution. That you have to take permission before the excuse that, because of his personality and influence, he needs to. Assuming he's traveling, he's going through that place, he's driving and he's going to Delta State. He has to take permission from him. Assuming he's going to see his sister. Assuming whatever he's going to do. The assignment that he went is not official. He's a private citizen. He went to a place to go and perform something with his money. And then somebody comes and is talking rubbish, and then even went to attack his personality, not even the thing that he did, and to lie, and he has no evidence. And you see someone like the chairman, you see the governor, you see the chairman of the party, you see the state commissioner of information.
And the chairman not get any, you know the story about him. He's saying they talk about
no, you see the kind of thing that he's saying. That is the same person who can be in a rise to say, no, the man doesn't have to, when they were campaigning, the man doesn't have to campaign. Oh, he has a master's, he doesn't have to, he's busy, he's doing all those things, blah, 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 blah. And look at it, I was just watching him and wondering whether he has family, whether he has children, to come in a global television to say that he hates somebody and they hate him. How can you say that kind of a thing and he's not being cautioned?
And nobody don't talk about it. So I'm even worried I'm worried about APC itself as a body. Why can't they just say something about that? No.
No, they won't say.
But if it's somebody else, if there's somebody else done, then go talk. We'll go use and cite example for them now. Everybody go begin mad, then cite them as example for them now. If they don't get law, we'll cite their own law.
Even this TV station will say they don't sanction them by now. So what kind of and you see the danger what they have, this incitement, what they have done is incitement and a threat on this man's and in Nigerian's life. So we'll watch to see if anything happens to the man, we know where to go. So all these ones that are coming to say no, he was misquoted or he didn't know what to do. It was very, very clear in what he was saying.
Thank you. So the problem I have is that I'm sorry, but if all these things are happening because of say people they support the president, obviously now because of say the governor they show solidarity to the president. Now waiting making the talk all this things when they talk. And if the president himself or through in aids no come out, can disassociate themselves, say no, this kind of hatred and bitterness no be we the custom. We know they encourage them, or the governor and the president no encourage this kind of thing. If they okay, the president no go talk naturally, he never talk. The people where they put him for him, when Sabi respond to anything where you talk, they never respond about that. They never talk about them to talk, say, oh, this kind of thing, they good, and represents the value where the president is share. So when they no rubbish this kind of thing, then mean say somehow everybody when they talk this thing, they represent the mind of the president. The reason I'm saying this is that we know how Bio 2 has pushed a bit of hatred about an ethnic group. You understand? And the president never, condemned it and told him, no, you don't say this, or punish him because of that, so that they're going to say that's not representing own views and in values. So when people, where they work with you, they do these things consistently, does it not ultimately, translate to your personal view?
Precious, what are you talking about? As far as this country is concerned, it's personal interest. How can the president go to the National Assembly, for instance, to go and address them, and instead of singing national anthem, they are singing on your mandate, we shall stand? How can, how won't the president, why would you expect the president to speak when he has asked them, do you want me to give the states to you before the election? And they say yes. How? He's not from there. He's not going to vote there. He can't vote. So how are you going to give the state to your party? How?
Thank you, T.Y. Danjuma. I'm go rest. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much. Thank you. Go enjoy the rest. Good night. Go enjoy the rest of your evening. All right, Nigerians. That's the size of our conversation today. I appreciate everybody we join hand and body together. Made the conversation move smoothly. I love on a plenty. I will see on again tomorrow evening, God willing, with another guest who will come help us put more. Good night and God bless you. Don't forget to protect your mental health today. Very, very important. And don't forget, say